wonna osobola otulaba bulungi ne tusobola okuba nga tuwaya. Mwebale nnyo gye mutusizaako engalo olunaku olwaleero. Mwebale nnyo abafaayo okujja wano ne mutulaba. Ate era mwebale nnyo okubanga mugenze mu bungi ne mulonda. Katusubire nti mutiikinze manvuuli era tusaba buli muntu yenna awangudde atusindikire cheers wano, mutaaginge buli abadde yeesimbyewo ku NUP. Naddala gwe bw'oba gy'olondedde nga gw'olonze awangudde owa NUP, please mubeere nga musharinga naffe essanyu eryo n'abantu abo. Tugguse, tugobye bumale. Tugobye bumale era nga tugenda kuba tukutwala mu nsonga nnyingi olunaku olwaleero ze tugenda okuba nga tutuusaako engalo. Ky'oba okola bw'otuuka sharinga video so that abantu bangi bagijoyininga. Jjukira tewali abasobola kumanya nti azze nga tutuuse, tewali aba notified. Okujjako bwe musharinga oli n'atugwako bugwi. Kati bw'ojja n'otasharinga kimanye nti abantu tebajja kumanya abalala. So you have to keep sharing. Bw'otuuka tag your friend bw'otuuka so that tubeera mu bungi tusaasaanye oba tuwulirize message eno ya freedom, message for freedom. Ffe wano gye tugaba yokka. Mu studios olwaleero ndimu ne munange Kalyango Jovan, naye tulinamu ne surprise guest. Sijja mubabuulira mannya nga bwe mukuŋŋaana, naye mukimanye nti tulina surprise guest mu studio zaffe olunaku olwaleero, era nga agenda kuba naye atwegattako leero okugaayagaaya ensonga zonna. Kansubire class monitress yatuuse dda n'abalala abakulu ndaba alaba wano mutuuse. Mwebale mwongere okusharinga video era tetujja kulwawo nnyo olwaleero. Kankolemu bwe nti katono nkomewo tusumulule ekintu. Mukulikeeyo nnyo mu kayimba ako. Akayimba ako nno kakulu nnyo bannange. Buli lw'okawulira kitwale nti kakulu nnyo era kalina gye katutwala mu Uganda empya. Twagala Uganda mpya. Bintu bingi bigenda kukyuka mu Uganda empya ate nga teri wala. Kumpi kati Kinyana Mpindi era gye tulaga tulabayo. Biki bye tugenda okwogerako olunaku olwaleero? Tugenda kwogera ku kalulu kaba councillors ne ba chairman oba ba chairpersons b'amagombolola balondeddwa. Tumanyi nti NUP ekukumbye bukukumbi era twagala mutuweereza amanya g'abo abawangudde ne ba councillor. Naye baŋŋambye nti chaos ekololo yatandise dda olw'okwagala okubuzaabuza obululu bw'abakulembeze ba NUP oba ba councillors abayiseemu. Tetujja kukkiriza kutubba, ekyo mukimanyi. Era tukimanyi nti ne bwe bakubba kati just matter of time. Era enkya oba ojja kulangirirwa. Akalulu twakabasomesa bwe bakakuuma. There are forms naki kwe kabeera, so mujja kuba mutubuulira bulungi nga bwe biba bitambula eyo. Mu studios negatiddwako munange Jovan Kalyango agenda kubanga atutwala tutemera tugenda kutunuulira ensonga y'okutebwa kwa Bobi Wine. Kitulaga ki? Okutebwa kwa Bobi Wine tukutunuulidde tutya kati ffe nga ffe abakenkufu, okay? Twagala kutunuulira ffe okulondebwa okutebwa kwa Bobi Wine olwaleero kitulaga ki? Because tuyinza okulowooza nti kirungi, naye ng'abasajja bano waliwo kakodyo ke bakoze eki ke baagadde kukola, okay? Kakati akakodyo kano ke twagala okukola ki? Okulwanyisa, okukebera, okulaba nti abasajja bano Bobi Wine okubanga bamutadde kituyamba oba kituteeka mu bweraliikirivu. Besigye jjukira baamutaako ne bagaa nti tumutadde, naye kumpi era yamala almost ennaku 4 nga musibe. Bajjawo abaali mu byambalo ne bateekawo abatali mu byambalo. So ng'ate oluusi omuntu ali mu byambalo ayinza okuyambako kuba ye oba omumanyi oba aba alabika. Bano abatali mu byambalo bano tuba tetubamanyi, you know, bayinza bo okutukola ki okubanga batuleetera obuzibu. That's why tuvuddeyo tutunule mu our hopes oba essuubi lyaffe ate ne dayirema eri mu kino, okay? So tuulokkalire, yita munno obeere nga omanya biki ebigenda mu maaso. Jjukira wano eno ye commanding center y'amazima, okay? Tewali ffe atutiisa kwogera mazima, okay? So beera wano obeere nga otegeera buli kimu. Ndowooza nja kukwanirizaako Mwami Kalyango ku Kimbugwe Live now.
Mujebaleko bannayuganda mwenna gye muli, bafunye ebizibu Mukama abatunyigira ebiwundu, nammwe abafunye ebirungi ng'abawangudde akalulu mweyise emikono mu maaso era mukyebalize Mukama. Ate naddala ng'ofunye ebirungi, please jjukira gy'ova olyoke omanye gy'olaga. Mwabafunye political positions mukimanye nti simu abasinga obulungi, simu abasinga okusoma, era simu abasinga okutegeera, naye no wano comment ezinsesa.
Genda maaso ssebo.
Nti simwe abasinga okutegeera wabula abantu babataddemu obwesigwa. So bwe munaaba nga mukuteyo principle nga mujjukira gye muva ne gye mulaga, muleme obeera ng'abo betwogerako era betugobaganya era abatwesibako, kubanga beerabize beerabira eyo gye bava. Twagala mubeera abo. Njagala kutandika bwe ntyo. Nganza tayagala kwerabira gye nva, so that neetegekera gye ndaga mbajjukiza ekyo. For God and my country.
Okay, weebale nnyo, weebalire ddala. Tulinawo surprise guest waffe olunaku olwaleero era nga si mulala ye mukyala Rita, oba omukyala gwe muwulira ennyo atera okuteesa obulungi wano. Mwamutusabye nti tumuleete mu studio, at least abeere nga mu China, yeebikenga mu China, naye tumugambye nti ffe emitima gyakaluba.
Tulina bitengo.
Nange nsanyusa okubeera wano. Oluganda luyinza obutaba bulungi naye ojja kunsase
You can mix English, you can mix Dutch, you can mix Luganda. Zonna ennimi wano baziwulira.
Okay, abawuliza baffe abalungi. I'm so humbled to be in the studios with these intelligent men. It's my first time to be in studio. Naye nsanyuse nnyo. Nsiima nnyo okuwulira nti bye twogerako mu biteekamu obwesige. It's not easy for a normal human being to keep saying things that can create an impression on another's life. So ndi musanyufu okubeera mu studio, okusingira ddala nze nsaasira nnyo abaana baffe abafudde, abafiiriddwa, abaana abazadde, then n'abafunyeemu ebirungi naffe abakansela baffe, ndi musanyufu nnyo. So I look forward to having a good discussion today. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you to Rita. Era naffe tukusanyukidde mu studio za Kimbugwe Live. Bannanga abateesa olaba abantu kasaba tusaba omuntu nga tufuna kyonna tukola kyonna ekisoboka. Jjukira nti twetaaga tiimu, twetaaga tetusobola kulwana lutalo. Bobi Wine tasobola kulwana lutalo luno yekka. Ate nga tumanyi brains gye ziri nnyingi eyo. Naye nga oluusi mutya buti kujja kwogera. Omanyi Museveni alina gundi gye yatuteekamu eyo fear. Ate bwe nnaayogera, ate kakati bagenda kunzita, bajja kutta abaana bantu bange, bajja naye yabeera mu kamera awo n'alyoka atuvuluga nga bw'ayagala. I will crush you, you idiots. Abaganda, fenga abaganda. Byonna ebyo ffe nga bitugamba ne tusigala nga tetulina kye tumukoze. Kati ffe bwe tunaasigala nga tumutya y'ekyo ky'ayagala okusalawo okubanga akola bw'ati. So njagala Bwana Kalyango tukube tochi mu kuteebwa kwa Kyagulanyi. Kooti ekkiriza era n'eragira mbagirawo poliisi ebeere ng'eva maka ga Kyagulanyi. What's your take on this news?
Ngenda kutandika n'okubajjukiza ebintu ebimu bye mbadde njogera wano eno kubanga they are timeless stuff. When I'm talking, I make sure that I'm trying as much as possible to say timeless stuff. N'abaana n'abazzukulu bajja bisangawo. Nabagambako ku kagero k'ensiriŋŋanyi n'omuvubuka eyagenda ew'omusawo ng'amubuuza nti nkwate ekkubo ki. Omusawo n'amugamba ensiriŋŋanyi bw'ekwata ku lya red teri. Ne bwe yalaba agenda ku lya red ye n'agiddiza ku lya green n'agamba wano we wali ekituufu. Omusawo yamugambirawo nti ggwe kiwedde. Obulamu bwo buvunaanyizibwa ku ggwe era otekinze decision. Lwaki mpisa eyo leero? Nti bwe tusoma ebibaddewo byonna, as you've highlighted it in the preamble, that Dr. Kanukiza Besigye, he was given the same verdict that the military, and actually the military, they knew that whatever they were doing is unlawful because any sane person, any sane commander knew that someone's home is not a detention center, is not gazetted for that purpose anyway. But they went ahead to do that. Nera, as far as I'm concerned, amawulire genfuna okuva emagere nti bali ababadde balabika bavuddewo, but now the invisible soldiers, they are still detaining Kyagulanyi not to move. It's not free. Like I told you earlier, that we are as hopeless as those who govern us. And I highlighted very clearly that as long as Museveni is hopeless, we are hopeless. As long as his family is hopeless, we are hopeless. So we better unseat the guy and bring in hopeful people, just like Honorable Kyagulanyi gives us hope from the ghetto to the top. So I have argued before that we've never seen a constitution of any country going to arrest anybody but it is rather people implement that constitution. We are in a dictatorship. People are charged in a kangaroo court. Remember, Honorable Kyagulanyi, Bamusako treason, Bawamba Mamotoka ge, and so many people, Baba facing the injustices. We do not get that justice. Today, I just thought of a new term. When I saw people posting, you would notice abagaya bangoberera ka audience kanga katono nabagambye nti nduddewo okupostinga naye mbagambye why are we repeating the same illegalities? That should be the question. Why are we repeating the same illegalities?
Yeah.
Is it by design? Is it a coincidence? Are we still intimidated like before? I think we are not intimidated anymore because we are not competing with leaders, but rather we are competing with a dictator. Yesterday I made a post sharing. Nabagambye elections in dictatorship chinkanankana no perfuming a devil. You know, you can perfume a devil neunya bulungi to legitimize more torture. So kati tubadde kwaka akatambi era bo balowooza nti tukyalimu ebyo. That is the problem. Nti Kyagulanyi tugenda muta era tusigale nga tumudetaininga. Okitegeera nga bamusindikira threats and things like that.
Okay, Jovan, katulabe bagezaako okumukwatamu naye katugende maaso. Rita, ompe yo engeri gy'olaba lwaki Kyagulanyi ateereddwa. How do you see that verdict in your perception?
Okay, bagamba, there is a saying that says there is something they call sugar coating. In the Chendaba, in my own analysis, I would rather he stays the way he's been than him being out. Like to assume he's out of custody. There are three things I'm seeing Museveni byagezako okukola. Nti enkya alinayo Liberation Day. He wants to justify nti Kyagulanyi has freedom so that he can enjoy his day nga tebamusumbuye. The public to cry out. Nti ate ogolina your day, you're having fun, you said it's the day you liberated the country, naye ngo waffe ng'okoze eki ng'omusibye. In simple terms, it's a shut up move. Musirike. Ekyokubiri nze kye ndowooza amutadde kubanga he has never seen something like this. That's why he said big up to Ugandans. Bataddeko embeera gy'abadde tasuubira. Mostly the Ugandans in diaspora. Tulabye protests all over the country. We've forced the UN to write some letters. So I got to justify to the international community into waliki ekintu kyengezaako kukola. Okay, I'm trying to respond to people's call. Ekyokusatu kyendabira ddala what he wants to do, he wants to keep us in a state of confusion. And that we shouldn't assume there is something that is coming ahead of this. Ate kyeyerabidde nti ffe bino twabitegeera, because you know when you get old mu system ate nga tofuna abantu abakubuulira ekituufu, you keep repeating your same old ways but in a different style. Bw'otunuulira nti Besigye yamukwatako, it's not the first. Naye kati ye kyayagala, Museveni yali aplaninze amagye gakuba tear gas, knowing Ugandans would want to riot and demonstrate, because he clearly knew what was coming ahead. Nti agenda kubba obululu. That's why from all the campaign trail, he used to front Bobi Wine as a hooligan. Nti akiteeke mu bantu and he's a hooligan. Kati amutadde, he wants now to keep arresting him, amuteke in a real prison for justified reasons. Nti ewaka avuddeyo, ate kati abadde avuga agenda ku NUP offices, naleetawo akavuyo ne tumukwata. It's not hard from 7 to cause chaos. Kubanga already we have the zebra situation. Jali planning for him to prepare some goons, they interfere with Kyagulanyi, I'm shooting. Okitegeera. Kati, me in my mind, I see the same scenario. And he will drive from home, ngagenda ku office, they will create a scenario, ne bamukwata, ne bamuteka mu kkomera, and that will be it. And it won't take long. Or else, ba planning kumu assassinating in the name of freedom. So I think clearly that's what I think ekisobola okubeera.
Okay. Jovan.
Yes.
Wakutuseeko ng'olina kyogezaako okwogera. Eno y'embeera abannaffe abalaba.
Neerabidde ne we nabadde.
Eno y'embeera ebadde oba eri mu maka ga Kyagulanyi. You can imagine omuntu alina omukyala we n'omwana ow'emyezi 18 and you send those assassins okubeera mu maka ge. Ate nga si be bokka abo bali mu luggya, naye waliyo n'abali eno ebbali ate mu bitooke kwegamba almost battalion number eri maka ga Kyagulanyi. Bane, you can imagine omuntu eyalwana emyaka 4 emabega nga alwanyisa impunity efaanana bweti, naye after 40 years agenda ku celebrating Ambu Liberation Day naye nga ew'omuntu amuvuganya, in fact omwana we Bobi Wine mwana ayinza nakuba muzzukulu nga omutaddeko ba assassins abafaanana bwe batyo, omuntu omu nga be basula ewuwe baliwo mu bumenyi bw'amateeka, naye gundiwo n'avaayo spokesperson Wanyama yakolanga ani banaye ewa Museveni ye social media manager oba I don't know, but juzi na yaba CNN Becky Anderson n'agamba nti Bobi Wine gundi n'agamba Becky Anderson n'agamba nti ayogedde ne Doni Wanyama n'amugamba nti President Museveni takimanyiiko nti Bobi Wine ali ku house arrest. Can you imagine that? Ikyoyogera ngeyo Kalyango.
Omanyi? Bana abasajja, they are very deceptiveful. Into they do something and they pretend like they have done nothing to you. They will claim to do something that they have not done. So they never do, they never tell you what they have done, and they will never do something they will tell you. That is not different from what they have told us they did yesterday, the headline where they killed in court 186 to 89, 189 terrorists, which we refuted. And we gave people our hypothesis. And I think most of them, they found ours true than theirs. So, and Africans, especially our governments, they never survive on truth. They only think that actually they invest more money in buying people who can lie. Take the example of OO. He has never said any truth. So they got another one who can manage social media. Do you know why? Because they thought that actually it has been, they have been undermining Ugandans. They're thinking, we can tell them what to say. We can tell them what we think. And when Yoweri Museveni asked people, when people went to lie down to forgive Kaihura and so on and so forth, I made a video on JK series. I asked, is it the usual? is it a new trap or the usual crap? I find what Wanyama posting or said, the usual crap, actually is not a new trap. Write that down and you can go and watch that same video. I said those words and I repeat, do you find it like a new trap? Are they trapping anyone? I don't think they do. And I find it like the usual crap. You know, crap has no value. So, and people treated it that way. We should treat such statements in the same magnitude. Everyone who brings such, let them be on radio stations, on TV stations, social media. That's why we came with an option where people can find the truth in their truth, because they rarely speak truth. Anyway, they are paid for not being truthful. True. So kati tusobola be expecting kwogera bya mazima nti kirabibwa n'omwana omuto. Of course, bintu bingi, yesterday they buried a baby, you understand? And these are the things we tell Ugandans. Where do you get guts to say that, okay, this guy can stay with us for more time? I told you, one of the roles of a president is receiving all those reports, is the commander-in-chief. Any bullet you see in Uganda, any gun, it has to be known by him or by his aide, but they have to report to him. That's why yesterday we came to highlight, to tell you guys that, do you know what happened? People abajasa ababadde mu nga Makindye barracks within city, they are not there, they are taken somewhere for training to be disarmed, babajjako emundu, right? Kati ezo nazona episodes bw'ozigatta zikuzayo ku kintu kyekimu nti these guys, they are not here for you, they are here for themselves and their children's children, and they are willing to kill your future, to destroy your future, to assassinate it. That is why they really enjoyed us when we were watching Ebi Mansulo and when we were enjoying concerts Ebi Vulu. That is where they want us to be, because we are so good for the thuggery life, but we are so bad once we start to be negative. I take you that is what they have pumped into our heads, and unfortunately, excuse me.
All right. Tebabanga bakuwadde kanyo kawulire. Asajja bano bazibu nnyo, bayinza okuba bamuwadde kanyo kawulire. You right?
Kisoboka.
Okay. Bwana Kalyango.
I'm safe.
Okay.
It's just I don't know what I can explain. Anyway, I was eating some popcorn. Maybe. So, yembadde ku point. Akaberenge kaagala obbawonya.
They pumped into us. But there's some negativity.
Yes, they pumped into us. That's why I say, I came out. My philosophy, my niche is called motivational politics. I want to encourage as many as possible Ugandans to love the word politics, not to hate it. And I'm so happy. By the way, today, my day, talking about good things. The widow of Dani Cheyune, she won an election. And that is courage. Just to say I'm contesting. Remember, when people power wanted to bury Dan, these NRM guys, they surrounded everything, they used the force, and they even went ahead to humiliate the young boy's body. They put the National Resistance Movement flag. You do recall, like I do.
Can you imagine?
So they did that intentionally. But let me tell you, like I tell people, it may take a bit longer than we expected, but eventually that woman, she's a woman of century. And let me tell you, she's going to be a great person because that is courage. She confronted her fears and say, okay, you did kill my husband, so I do not want to see you. And she did not tell anyone. She did not wait Bobi Wine. She said, I'm going to use my hand to bless my future. This is exactly what we have to do. Gwali eyo tolowooza nti Kalyango yeye yasoma nnyo agenda binjogerera. No, kubanga we have to demystify their distractions. Kubanga kati ekyo kikulaga nti nno babadde balimbalimba. If you find any truth in whatever they are saying, how come even that young lady, Betty, she chose to go with Noop? Why did she go with Noop? Yet they claimed that their husband was NRM supporter, but later we found out that actually even the footage was released. And we never got that person to get justice. So the only way we can get justice, settle the dust that they are leaving behind, is confronting them.
True.
That is what, because I'm not just coming here to lament, but rather I want even to give solutions and to keep Ugandans as healthy as possible, especially their minds. We have to keep our heads up. Imagine your husband dying that way, but you say, no, I'm confronting this dictator. That is courage of the century, in my view. And that is beautiful. That is something we can teach our kids. That is something we can teach our communities, that no matter what they're going to do you, as long as you stay alive, confront the people who are oppressing you, especially those in power.
Mpozi abantu ababadde babuuza omwana eyaziikiddwa tugenda gezaako mubalaga wano, but for meanwhile ono gwe mulaba mu kifaananyi wano ye mwana Kivumbi Akireewo yasibibwa, y'omu ku baasibwa abaali ku security ya mwami Kyagulanyi, naye bambi kitaawe yafudde olunaku olwakosajjo era yaziikiddwa olunaku olwajjo. Omwana ono teyasobodde kuziika kitaawe, naye abamu ku bakungubazi abankubidde amasimu baŋŋambye nti okuva lwe baasiba omwana ono kitaawe yafuna ennaku ku mutima, era okuva olwo teyaddamu kutereera. Buli kalwadde akaali kamuluma ne kattuka era okukakkana ng'afudde. Bino bye bintu bye tubagamba nti kati ku ssaawa eno buli afa e Uganda, Museveni y'aba akoze ki? Y'aba amusize. Ekyo mulina okukimanya era message eyo ne mugitambuza. Then mu bifaananyi bye bimu, kye kifaananyi kye mulaba awo ye mwana omuto eyakubiddwa essasi e Masaka, era abakulu ne bavaayo ne bagamba nti bannannyini mwana bamwagalamu ssente mmeka. Ndowooza kakati kye bagenda okutandika okukola kwe kuteesanga ne bannyini bantu bano bifo nga tebannabatta, mwogerenga ssente ze mwagala era basindike nga abantu baabwe mu maziika babasasule. So omwana ono yaziikiddwa olunaku naye olwajjo. Ki ky'oyogera ku nsonga eno mukyala Rita?
Ku nsonga kutandikira mbadde njagala to highlight a little bit on the current situation.
Yes.
Nze bwe ndaba ekigenda mu maaso, I think Museveni he thinks he's read every Ugandan mind, naye ekyerabidde nti he's living in a society abantu batandise okukula, and the level of anger is increasing because of no service delivery. And Museveni had a chance to redeem himself during the corona pandemic. Abantu sometimes tugamba nti ebintu bijja, it's a negative, but to some extent it has its positive things ekituleetera mu public. Because clearly, hadn't corona come to Uganda, Ugandans wouldn't have noticed they are sitting on a set bomb. It's going to blast any second. Kubanga corona we yajja, it's clear to them, never tegeera nti okimanyi nti system tewali ekikola, right from the hospital to the LC1. Nti we focused on the pandemic, but most people died of other diseases which were treatable and easy to access the health centers, but there was no services for them to access these centers. Nti kati omuntu yagenda okulonda ng'ategedde kiki kyabaddemu, nti Museveni abadde alowooza Uganda bwakeera n'afuna emmere ya leero nti ekyo kiwedde, ajja kwebaka agambe olw'enkya nalwo weeruli, kwegamba nti obwavu tubumanyidde tetukyafaayo. Kati nengera nentunuulira nti our level of humanity, nti government yaffe tekyalina anything they call humanity. One, the way they release their words, kikulagira ddala nti we don't care. Omuzadde tasobola kufuirwa mwana. You as a government, you release a public statement n'ogamba nti we shall compensate as if it's a property. You can never compensate life. I would rather she would say, we as the government, we apologize for the mistakes that have taken place. If this mother of the kid was not in a riot, even though she was, the kid is innocent. You apologize for the loss of the kid. And you say we shall do all it takes to talk to the mother and counsel. So if you're going to compensate, that is between you and the mother. Naito kijai mu public, out of arrogancy, and we shall compensate. Kitegeeza nti ffenna abaana ba Uganda, we are compensatable regardless of our levels. Kyova olaba kati nti they are trying to make it the new normal. Nti bwokeera ku makya n'ensanga nti Kimbugwe wamusse, ngamba nti bannange government, like it is okay. Kati ogamba nti obenkya banaaleetaani. That kind of life, Museveni are trying to normalize the situation. Nti it is okay to die, and you can die for nothing. And we have a reason to kill you. Of course, I've said it before. So me, when I look at, we are parents, when you look at this innocent life that has gone, you can't know if she was or he was going to be a president. You can't know if he was going to be a doctor. You don't know. You can never compensate value when you've not assessed it. So how much are they going to give her? For how long are they going to pay for his compensation? So to me, that level of arrogance alone shows that the government has run out of ideas. And if you see someone is bringing the guns to the street, most of us have grown, we've not seen guns before. We've not seen soldiers. Okay, clearly, twakula, ngobalaba bayitawo, knowing there is a war somewhere, like the lakes of Kasese, Bundibujjo, Kichwamba, those situations. Naye kati, kitandise okubeera normal nti gw'osanga ow'amagye asitudde magazine. It is normal nti ayinza kukuba essasi, or if they put your name on the paper, ayinza kubuuza gwani n'akutta nga tabuuziza, and no one will come out to condemn the act. Mbadde ndinze on this kid's situation, nti people in different sectors of high hierarchy, for them to come out, nebagamba nti at least government mukendezeeko ku bukambwe. Before you shoot, target the legs. Mukube mama we mukube essasi ku magulu agwe. The kid can survive. Even the mother, watch your like clearly, why do you shoot someone to kill? Ngomuntu atalina kyakulwanyisa. And we Ugandans, we are trying to suck it in. There are two implications. That if we are sucking in a situation and we're not bringing it out, it means we're in a state of comfort and we are showing the government it is okay for you to shoot us. But if we are sucking in and we are going to react later, it will be very bad because the reaction may not be the best situation that everyone would want to have. So kyoba otula n'otunulira nti abakulembeze baffe bavudde mu buntu bagenze mu ssente. We are running a money economy, not a humanity economy. Otunulira nti, I don't want to quote names, naye ng'owulira a preacher ng'akugamba nti munnange obululu bwali bulungi, Bobi Wine tuleke. What kind of, you've lowered the situation from service delivery as if tolaba bigenda mu maaso, tolaba how kids are being hijacked, tolaba abaana bali ku drip. You've not, as if you live in a different world. You've had nothing whatsoever that is taking place in the country. So you've really centered your fight between Bobi Wine and Museveni. And I really want to thank our principal. He's tried to run away from him being the face of this. He wants Ugandans to say we are tired, enough is enough. Kubanga omuntu bw'ava nakugamba nti Bobi Wine obululu bwali bulungi, tulekere emirembe, ife tulyoke n'obululu. Kati obuuza gwe naani? How many consultations have you made? Who told you we okay? And then if we okay, lwaki tuli ku street to demonstrating? So nze ntunulidde nti Museveni ajewo some level of humanity. He has reduced the fight, not even for any social, economic or anything. It's between him and Bobi Wine. Ate ayagala agitwalira awo so that he can justify whatever he wants to do to him. But then he should be aware that we Ugandans are looking.
Webale nnyo, webalire ddala munnaffe. Ate nno munnange, era bano abasajja bane, nze neewuunya abo bannaddiini. Abasajja tewali kye boogera ku bantu bali mu kuwambibwa, abasajja tebalina kye boogera ku bantu abali mu makomera, abasajja bano tebalina kye boogera ku bantu abali mu malwaliro. Ebifaananyi byolaba wansi wano gwe munaffe alaba Kimbugwe live, oyo ye mwana personal camera wa Bobi Wine, Ashraf Kasirye. Wano baali bamujja mu ddwaliro nga bamutwala okulonda. Omutwe gwe mulaba ogwo bwe baakuba kisasi awo kumpi ne lidamaging obulamu bwe bwonna. Ashraf, as we speak, tannasobola kwogera. Agattagatta bigambo ng'omwana omuto, nga bw'olaba omwana bw'ayita nti asooka kuyita maama, kati bamunoonyeza ebigambo ebyangu by'atandika nabyo. Kwegamba badestroyinga life ye yonna. Twali badde tulowooza nti abasumba nga ba Bugembe, bino bye bintu bye baali badde bavaayo kati okwogera. Look, n'omukono okutiikinga akalulu ka principal we babadde balina gukwata nga bwe baatukwatanga in kindergarten to start writing, nga tuyiga okuwandiika. Bwe babadde balina okugukwata abalondesa, then atiikinge. So this is the life of the life we are living in Uganda, and abasajja abo abeeyita abasajja ba Katonda ye life gye balabanga eri nomo. Kyewuunyisa nti bino ebintu bye baali badde bavaayo kati okuvumirira, naye kati tuwulira bapasita abali e Nigeria, abali e Malawi, abali wa be bavaayo okwogera ku ki? Ku President Museveni ne dictatorship ye. Abaffe bali mu kubalaata bubalaasi. I'm very disappointed about Pastor Bugembe's statement. I really disappointed. Era bannange buli gwe kikwatako abasajja bano tulina okubalaga nti ebintu bye mwogera si bye twagala okuwulira. Buli lwe musigala nga mugenda mu makyaki gaabwe muba muwagidde ebintu bye boogera. I'm telling you, tulina okubanga tukola ki? Twetereze, tubalagane, tubaga, you please, wadde oli pastor wange, but this statement gye wakoze mbi nnyo okusinziira ku bannayuganda bwe bali ku ssaawa eno oba bwe bawulira. Tulina obulumi. Look at this young man. Life ye yonna baagidestroyinze. Ashraf tetumanyi oba ddala agenda kuddamu okutegeera, tetumanyi oba agenda kuddamu okwogera. Naye the young man has a family ey'okulabirira. Maama we saasira abazadde b'abaana bano, saasira abaana b'abazadde b'abaana bali mu makomera, bugemba okuvaayo oyogere such a statement nti Bobi Wine tuleke fe we are fine. Oh God, Bwana Kalyango.
Omanyi, sagala kubeera name calling, but we thought the giants in our society that they were giants, but in actual sense they are dwarfs of common sense. And it has been said that common sense is not common to common people, but also some people feel so much without thinking, and they think so much without feeling. Nti bwe mubeera mu nsi, the argument yange egamba nti Uganda okutereera tulina okugihoovahoringa yonna. We do not need a reshuffle kind. Era neebaza abantu abalonze abantu ba people power ku ground. That is very important because ntera nnyo okwekamfatinga ne statement bwe ndaba abantu nga bwe bati. Omanyi lwaki olumu boogerako? Neebuuza ekigambo kimu, how did it start? It started wrong. Kugaba gundi, fake miracles. Kati ate another thing, what you should be conscious of in life. What makes you is what breaks you. How did these people become pastors? If I may ask. Bekwata kuki? Okitegeera? Besigikaliza ku gavumenti ne bafuna funds, and communist governments like ours who are led by communists and the capitalists. Bakikozesa ne bwogende China, Museveni ja benchmarking. Ne ba priest tebalina se, ne bagunti tebalina se. But unfortunately, abantu baffe babakiririzaamu. Ky'oba olaba nze ngamba mwandituyambye ne mubanga musharinga bino video ne making sure etuuka mpaka ate ne TV yaffe bwejja bannange tubeegayiridde. Because what our people need to hear is the truth. But they have been fed by lies and lies and lies and lies. So once you lie someone repeatedly, it turns into truth. Tuli waneno tubadde mpulidde omukyalo oyo ng'ayogera omwana. Naye, you see that baby? He has reminded me my grandfather who went to Mengo to be operated and his head was cut and we buried him some years back. Just a few years back. Then, as I was here listening to her, I've listened to those voices that have been claiming day in, day out that people were killed in Mulago to take their organs. I remember some time back, I've watched a young man who got stuck in Seychelles, somewhere there. And he was taken to a certain country carrying drugs in his body. He did not know because they used a certain chemical. Was it coliform? Anyway, I don't know because I don't do those things. He's taken there. Today, I woke up and I listened to a gentleman. He has made it that there are 7 individuals in Museveni's government who involved in killing 3,000 Ugandans. They were taken to Dubai, but then their flight could be diverted to India. And their hearts, their kidneys were removed from them. Those are dead people today. 3,000. And those guys are in government. So do you think they will care about just a baby? I don't think they will. None. They will. After all, it is a business to them. People's lives, they have been shielding themselves. In your sense, do you think to kill a woman's child, a boy, do you think he will love you or he will hate you? Do you think you're making a society bitter or sweet? Common sense. Anyway, it is not common. We ask, because these things is not rocket science. You, if you sit in the shoes of those individuals, you're killing people. That's why my role is to remove the common man mindset from most Ugandans so that we think rightfully. Today, if Uganda was a sober country, that baby's death would cause a revolution on its own. The government would have fallen. I would have borrowed the words of Sankara, and I say, we go down with them. That's what I would have said. And I know that's what he would have said, that we go down with them. That is just enough. Why do we go to work? Why do we wake up? To make our lives better and our kids better. You claim that you're securing our future. How come you're killing people who will be in the future? It is disturbing. It is immoral. And the president come unapologetically and say, if the mother was a rioter, in Uganda we have not seen riots after the 2009 riots. We have not seen anything close to riots. And even if there were riots, we have riot police. They can arrest people. Their rubber bullets, they are sold somewhere. But someone who claimed to work for his grandkids is willing to say that if someone's mother was dissatisfied, her baby should be killed, and you want to come and convince me, who has common sense, me who feels when I'm thinking that he can be my president. I say no. And I think we should be many who say no, as many as possible, right? This is not different from whatever has been happening. It is just the same cycle. It's the vicious cycle. I told you guys, we are moving around the roundabout. The years are going, we are aging, we are getting older day in, day out, each and every second. But the system we are in is just consuming the fuel. We've been at this crossroads. But those at the top, they do not decide whether we have to take a direction, even when we are showing them a direction where we should go. They choose not to let us go there. We feel like it is the right direction. They say, no, you cannot take a right direction. You must take the wrong one. Do you know why? Because it benefits them. Yesterday we talked about the business in the army. How these people sell. Look, I've asked myself that if someone could come and give me one reason why that person was beaten.
It's unbelievable.
Just that footage.
It's unbelievable.
You see that footage? I'm giving 10 million Uganda shillings. If someone come and give me a rightful reason why that individual was supposed to be beaten by that soldier. And the guy is not arrested, the guy, nothing is done, even is in a wrong place. Look at where they are. That is, I think, headquarters of NUP. That's why they were passing, right? Someone just out of the blue to beat someone.
Recklessness, like they don't care.
Yeah, because you know why they don't care? Because to them it do not matter as long as they got their guns, as long as look. Then what can I say? How do you want me to teach my kids to love you?
Can't imagine.
No, give me just a reason. It is not there. It is plain zero. And you know what? They will not show you this. The media won't tell you this truth. I'm challenging Ugandan media to come and show us the story about the 3,000 people who have been murdered in exchange for money as they are extracting their body parts.
Oh God, look what this, look what that.
Yes,
look what
you know why? I told you it started wrong. It started wrong and it is going wrong. That is the direction where they want us to go. Look, somebody's doing nothing.
Jeez.
Yeah, that is, and what people will tell you that you should know. It is not my brother is not my sister. After all, I wait my day.
Exactly.
I told you, if we were in a right society, if our country was led by rightful people, trust me, these guys would be in the bar. Actually, no one will be doing this thing. Just abrupt and they walk away with it. Now, tell
and
me
then you
whether
just come to
that guy is
rescue
still
later.
alive. I want to meet him. He may be even dead. Don't know where he is, but that is my country. We have been in the same country. Someone will hear people speaking Lunyankole, speaking Luganda, nga babba obululu, n'amala n'agamba nti ebyo tebiri mu Uganda. Kye nakugambye nti bafeedinga ku ki? Ku lies. Bino ebintu bibadde bibeerawo era weebiri, and we can document injustice day in, day out. But as long as this same dictatorship, same system,
ekisinga okusesa ku bantu bano mubalabe, they are targeting organs. Bw'oba walaba engeri gye bakuba, they are targeting organs. That's why abantu be bakuba balemala, bawunga, tebaddayo kutegeera, baluzinga their kidneys. But because when you look at how many people are these? Look, how many soldiers at one person?
The person is saying, oh, leave me, and they beat the hair out of you, they leave you there.
N'agwa wansi ne bamukuba nakka ne bajja ne bakuba. My goodness, this
ate nga naffe abantu ffennyini nga tutya, because you can't look on ng'omuntu wo bali mumukuba n'okola ki?
I mean, weewuunya abantu, nobody come in and look. There were a traffic guy there looking, other soldiers beating this gentleman. Abantu bulijjo weebali.
Bagayi beno ne bambuuza mu Kalyango taseka. Why should I even kuseka? Bino ebintu bino bye bimalako n'essanyu lyange ne kasimayiro n'enkesigaliza.
No, clearly.
Look at this.
A normal human being, you can't sleep in bed when you're looking at that.
Okitegeera kyobola banagamba abantu nti please follow us.
Waffe tezisobola kubiraga kye kisinga okuluma. Balaga nti everything okay. They were busy over the weekend showing the public ng'amagye ga Uganda bwe gasise ba Al-Shabaab 1986 nga there is a footage afaanana bw'ati ng'agenda mu maaso mu Uganda.
Nanti, do you know what they are trying to do?
To avoid Ugandan media. They are not part of us. They don't care about us. Please stick to social media. Ebintu bino mu videos zino musitambuse nga tumaze ozikola abantu abalala bazirabe. Human rights zizirabe. Please keep sending me videos. Every video gye mulabe happening mu Uganda nga ddala olina obukakafu nti it's a Ugandan video, because I have sound. Buli video gye mulaba mbalaga kati I have a sound nga owulira abantu boogera Luganda. Era abantu baali balaajana nga bagamba abasajja bano bambi mumuleke, bambi temumutta. Naye nga talina kyakoze, gayi yali talina kyakoze, because singa yalina kyakoze baali badde bamu arrestinga ne bamutwala. nga tebalesera mu damages. Olaba we bakuba, njagala mwetegereze nnyo abasajja bano we bakuba nnyo wano wali organs wano mu mbiriizi wano mu busajja waggulu. Olaba omuggo ogwo wagukubye, singa omuntu omukutula eggumba eryo tagenda kuddayo kutambula in all his life. This gentleman ayina abaana, ayina abakadde baaba okulabirira, ffenna Uganda tugimanyi. Mazima omule essaawa omusse gw'otambudde ogenze, and you're going to get your paycheck at the end of the day. Museveni akwebaze n'okwebaza, oba akukuze oba akuwa amayinja. Is this Uganda we want?
Okay, on the request of our viewers, they say please stop playing this video, it makes them cry. But guys, as we agreed here on this channel, we want to be giving you truth so that you find the truth in their truth. It does exist and we do not find it. So please, you can bear with us. That's why we say that Museveni and the Musevenism must go, because this is Musevenism without Museveni, if I may phrase it rightly. Tulaba enkola ya Museveni nga Museveni ng'omuntu taliiwo, yene enkola ye. Inti kati saawa eno bakugambye nti batadde Kyagulanyi kooti erulinze nti afulume, naye ajja kuba atambula bw'atyo bamukuba emiggo ng'era oyo omuntu bw'ali. You get? Because he's a citizen, he's free to move anywhere. Anyway, but guys, mwerabidde bali abasiraamu abateebwa ngayo yali ayokeddwa gundi pass ku gundi ku mubiri gwe. You remember that guy? You remember that guy? You remember that story? When they were released, immediately they were arrested. So they tell you, okay, you're free, but then actually we should not go far. I remember recently, I think before 14th, our comrades in struggle, the Nubian Lees and the likes, they were released, but they got the court bail. But you remember they asked the impossibilities and they were arrested again. They were diverted to the court martial.
In fact, babakwatira mu court, you know, to realist someone, to real, even in abana abali bebasibira mu barracks, babata court yabata e Masaka, and baba arresting irawo immediately. Kakati ddala amateeka abantu bwe tebakyasobola kwesiga mateeka ng'omuntu kooti zimuta ne muddamu ne mumukwata. Then kati abantu bali kulwani Museveni, bali kulwani kati ani gwe baneesiga bwe babanga abantu abali mu uniform to protect them, they are the one who are beating them to death like that. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. You know?
That's why waliwo omuntu agambye nti bannayuganda beerabira mangu. Let me tell you, I know my people, Ugandans do not forget. But one thing, kyebabadde batukubya, batusaamu fear. Ojjukira lulingo oyogera ku bintu politics nga bagamba toli geno. Naye kati kankubuulire, I'm so happy that at least every family is producing a politician, and that is how countries change. Because we cannot all be politicians. You know, when you're not evil, you cannot, majority cannot be evil. It is not just a small clique. Nga bali bagayi bembagambye musanvu. Nze am challenging any media house okurunning your story bulungi. Tulage ani abali mukutu ababadde mukutta abantu nga babajjamu ebitundu byabwe ebyenjawulo. That is alarming. That should hold the weight of minister nalabye abantu nga harassing abusing abantu banupa abaze mbugoni mumututte mu parliament tasobola kwogera luzungu tasobola kukola kimulese but man this guys tuli n'omugwe twali tuwuliddeko ngatta abantu.
True.
Tetulina n'omugwe twali tuwuliddeko nga yeetaba nga is a corrupt person, right? Even those that are so good, because government fears them, they start stupid stories about them and we know their intentions. Because I told you that one thing we are doing and that uncomforts them is that we are distracting their distraction. And that is bad news for them. But the good news is, as we continue distracting their distractions, it means we are constructing a society. We are constructing a beautiful community. Because, like I said, that I refused to participate in Black Lives Matter protest in all the countries. No, I cannot participate. Nembabuuza lwaki? Nembabuuza mmwe kati mujja wano. Tubadde tusoma ku university bakameruni bameka abampiseeko nga ndi kyali waabwe nga bampa ku kyokulya oba nga bampisanga mukwano gwabwe, right? Neera nabo mbalaba balina engeri gye bampitako ng'era simatalinga. Nembabuuza bwe batta abantu e Uganda nga sibalabangako nga mwekalakaasa, right? So nze nga government kubanga nabuuza ate kino ekirwadde kiri mu ffe abaddugavu. There is a war in Cameroon. People have been killed by, you see, the police and the army could just go because of your Bobi Chaliwamu 7. Bavuganya ani afuga emyaka emingi. Together, that is their competition. Bobi ata abantu Cameroon. Nakola ki? Bw'abatta bakubanga amasasi nembuuza abakameruni be natuukira ne mbabuuza, do you know what is going on? Ng'omuntu agamba ebyo tebiri waffe. Kati bannayuganda n'Abafirika ffenna, this is the problem. Nti basse omwana oyo nenninda abantu bakyogereko oba abantu bakolewo akatiisa nti temusobola kutta baana bato. Naye ffenna twasirikidde gye tuli, abantu basirikidde gye bali, ne kigenda omwana ne bamuziika just bwe batyo. Nga tetwekalakasiza tetukoze eki. Do you know why? Because we feel like tebasse wange. Do you know why we do that? Because tekiri wange. And that is the problem. That is what they have trained us to be. That is what benefits them. Nti batwawulemu kyovola bannatandise olaba abantu nabadde abantu abamu bawa ekitiibwa naye kankubuulire. I swear tubadde tufugibwa abantu abasiru. We've been led by fools. Like bano baggayi babadde basurvivingira ku kintu ekyo. Propaganda, foolishness and propaganda. Teri kirala nga batusiriwaza olwokuba be balina media, olwokuba balina monopoly. Kati go imagine singa kale social media teriwo nga naffe tusobola okutuula wano ne twogera n'osanga abantu 2,000, 3,000, 2,000 nga balabye video on different platforms. How many Ugandans betuba nga abantu balaba zigundi zaabwe zigataliko enfuufu batulaga be results ebifu beekuba obwama bakola ki? Uganda yandibadde eti. Chovola baba trying so much to monopolize everything they can. From our resources, from our guns zetugula ne sente zaffe, from our army ne bagafuula agamaje gange ne mutabani wange naye ne muwaako nze mwami wankoko in his voice. Nagamba nti no, okay, nze ne mutabani wange tugenda sharing about. That is what they have done. You cannot be in a society ng'eyaffe ng'otambula butambuzi ku luguudo. Yeah, by the way, are we at war? Bwe twasomye jjo Mr. Kimbugwe, bwe twalaze abantu, AK-47 is a weapon of what? Of a war. Are we at war? Ezo moni ze bakutte ekikaaki.
Era ze ziri ez'omuntalo zennyini ez'aba terrorist ze batwala okuliga ba Al-Shabaab.
Kati mu Uganda mulimu ba Al-Shabaab abantu ba bulijjo be bakuba. Man.
Kyewuunyisa. Rita, kikyoyogera ku impunity efaanana bweti? And kifaananyi ki tetufuna nga bannayuganda bwe tusigala nga twetuddeko kulekera abantu bano ensi yaffe?
Omanyi, one thing we should say, responsibility starts from within. Kati Museveni kye yasooka okukola, it's like trying to burn the bush, but starting with a small portion to see if how much the fire can go. Museveni kyagezaako okukola is agezesa akimanyi nti Ugandans have known nti ki abba obululu. Naye he has done everything possible to make Ugandans stupid. I would tell you one thing, nti Uganda otulaba kati. We are paying attention to politics and we are seeing everything is taking place. Reason being, there is not an activity that is taking place that makes a Ugandan forget. We Ugandans, I think we have a disease called
there are reports
forgive
that
and
the
move
military
on.
have
Or
surrounded
let me
the
wait
home
until when it
of
reaches
the
my
main
footsteps.
opposition candidates
It's
in
when
the
I will
country's
react.
elections.
And by the time you want to react, you're
being
going to react to a
announced. Our Africa
person
correspondent
who also
John
is helpless.
Sparks is on the
Bagamba
phone
nti
for us. John,
neighbor wo
this is Bobi
bw'akuba endulu
Wine's
naawe
house.
oyongereza ddala kubanga bw'ava ewa neighbor wo naawe ajja ewuwo okitegeera. Me, I've seen scenarios. Abantu babadde mu NRM, they speak with so much confidence, balina the highest level of arrogance. But then when power shifts from their hands, osanga omuntu even where they used to enter n'okwogerako n'omuntu, they've given him no audience whatsoever. The thing is, Museveni kyeyatuteekamu nti yasooka kuteekamu nti the society runs on money, nti alina ssente yalina eddoboozi, and it has gone up to the families, to the grassroots levels, in that even in a family you find someone has ideas naye nga mwavu, naye kati bw'asituka okwogera bamugamba yii naawe kati gundi oyogera ki, obudde bw'oli alina ssente obwonoona, kwegamba nti bwe ebirowoozo tebimataringa. The thing is we need money. Ono atuwe budgeti agenda gitema mu haafu, ate bw'amala kutema mu budgeti tayagala kuwulira ebiteeso, atambula akole ki, agende nti mbawaddeyo obukadde 10 ne tufukamira ne tuweebaza ne tugenda. Naye if someone had suggested something mu eyo meeting yandibaddewo ekikyuka. Kati Museveni atutadde in a state of, me I call it stupidity. Atufudde basiru. Even we Ugandans are stupid. Ogenda n'olwala, you fall sick, you carry yourself to Mulago Hospital. You reach Mulago Hospital, there is no service whatsoever. And they okubeemeeza n'ogamba nange omuntu ng'alabye, but you're not looking at the person who has caused omuntu kulaba. Omuntu ng'alabye bannange, kati bano abasawo eddagala lyonna baliki. It's not omusawo who has stolen. It's it starts from the top and it comes to down. Kubanga where does the musawo get the audacity okukubbako eddagala ng'akimanyi there is accountability that is going to come. Kati byo bwajja n'akubba.
Just a moment, Prince, comments zigamba waneno nti jaka amawulire oboga muting because it is a bit destructive. Someone ayinza oba ng'awulira mu headsets ze. That other voice. Thank you.
It's a very uncomfortable place for him.
So kyetugamba nti Ugandans will failed to focus. Museveni has diverted us from the focal points n'atuteeka ku bintu ebitalina magezi. Me, it still goes back to how the society has been raided. Within those days, kati olaba kati tewali bivulu. Like the whole country is calm. There is nothing entertaining. Ova mu kikuubo okukola and you walk to your home in Kaleerwe. N'obeera mu kayumbako, you turn on bukedde, n'olaba omuntu ayali agenda mu kivulu okurelaxinga ne weerabira ebiriwo, kati focus ogiteeka ku politics. Ate Museveni kimwafectinze nnyo, and I think sooner or later olaba atandise okugulawo amasomero where he's saying that coronavirus was on the increase. Naye kati amasomero agenda gaggula, ebivulu bigenda kutandika, because he's saying it's the only remedy that is remaining to distract Ugandans, and that will happen. Look at our Ugandan artists. Does it take a person from the outside to tell you that your country is burning? Omuntu munno bamusibidde mu nyumba n'omwana omuto. You know you have a voice gye twakuteeka mu ngafa abawagizi bu. These are the times when we need you as your supporters. Nti munango ovayo n'ogamba banange government kendeza ku bukambwe. Me, that's why I love this girl Fifi. I don't know which TV she presents. She speaks her mind. N'agamba naye munange Museveni tukooye. Yeah, she reacted to the issue of DJ Khalid nti bagenda muleta to host the awards. N'agamba muleta DJ Khalid to host the awards in Uganda. Don't we have DJs whom we've been praising wano? Kati DJ Khalid bwana amala okugenda tujja bawulira muyomba. Ugandans will have a reactionary policy. We react, we don't contain something before it comes. Tulinda nechibawo, twagala nnyo emboozi. By the way, Museveni atutegeera nti we are agents of talk. Tuwogera bannange. Otuuka mu kikuubo n'osanga abantu bali mu kwogera ebintu ebyayita. Ngugundu wamulabye jjo, bannange gundi babadde bamukutte. Naye you asking yourself, munsa otolina mwadde nusu. Have you started to think why is sente zibuze? Okitegeera. So, that kind of thinking, bagi tuteekamu ate it has gone down. Era kyova nti corona bwe yajja, it was a wake-up call for every person. Ne bagamba bannange tuli bubi. Era abantu tuli bubi. Era na buno obusungu bw'olaba. Nti Mukama yaleta Bobi Wine n'amuteekamu ate n'atuleetera corona. N'agamba if you don't wake up, ekigenda kujja ekirala kijja kubatwalira ddala. Because the government whatsoever did nothing to help the common man during the pandemic. Akawunga mwawa kaweddeko ebijanjalo biyingiddemu bagiyita mpuku or something like that. Ate nga nebitamala n'abamagye ne babibba to make matters worse. Nti bibi ate n'okubibba ne babibba. I used to see Pastor Bugembe most of the times ng'akuba omulanga. Nti bannange mutuyambe abantu kati they need more of health care than the food you're giving. Naye ne weebuuza, I'm a taxpayer. Everything I buy has taxes on it. Why isn't the hospital taking responsibility? Why can't these people have access to Mulago Hospital and they get the best service they can get? Kati gokuba omulanga abantu sekinomu twevemu tusasule. Nze kyenkubiriza abana Uganda bannange. Let us move from bino ebintu by'okulaba embeera ne tugifuula story. We look at situations and we make them a story for the next day. Nti bwengenda kulaba kati wano amagye ga Somalia, tugenda kuwogerera Somalia tetutuukangayo, tetugimanyi, ogenda kulaba nti bannange omusajja oli abadde asitudde emundu. Cheap talk. Olunaku ne luyita. Ne lugenda bwe lutyo. That's why someone has even the confidence of saying, bannange Bobi Wine tuleke, ffe obululu tulyoke. Kwegamba lwakuba tekinamutuukako nti tanasuulako ku njala. Owe tebanamunona ku luggi. Relative we tebanamukubira ku ssimu nti gundi bamukubidde essasi ku luggi ng'ayingira innocently. So, ebyo abantu kati, and that's why I was saying these national TVs, if at all we do have one, is it broadcasting a human life or lifestyle? Why don't they go deep into the prisons and talk to the prisoners and ask them, why are you in prison?
We have a program
have never been had in the
that on our channel. We have that program that will investigate what is happening in prisons. It is among the things we have.
Abana babasibye bali mu kkomera. Naye clearly, by the way, from the time of the campaigns, when alaba nti NBS a sneak peek that Bobi Wine's team has been arrested, Bakaleta as a catchword to make people pay attention to their news and increase their views. The moment baleta amawulire amalala atenga wekigwa ne bamuleta as a last ate ne bakwogera even a hint tebagenda deep into the details. Kati awo n'olabira ddala nti naffe abana Uganda twasirwala kwegamba things that matter tebabyogerako. Me, that's why I keep saying these new elected members of NUP abazze, they have to make themselves valuable. Balina kwewa price tag that I am not supposed to be on every interview. Jemumpitako for what? Okitegeera. Talking a lot and you're not delivering on ground, it doesn't change that you're a bad person. So, binebyokujanti, NBS has called me for an interview. I have to go for what? Talk about what? Me, I would rather be quiet and deliver services on ground because the person who brought me is the one who needs me the most than sitting to talk on NBS and rotate on barometer, rotate on is it and cut. And nagamba nti omwami Sigirinya kati, when stakes raise, you also raise with your stakes. Bino byamuyita nti manya anikat kalakata. What is that? A man of your caliber. Ogenda utya kwa anikat kalakata. It means your level has been reduced to comedy. Nti nebyo ogenda kukola byonna but bitwala in the form of comedy. Okitegeera. Kyovula abadde bamukozesa as a reference point in every interview you've been hearing. Buli omu agamba olaba Segirinya bino tabisobola. Why can't he? What is so different that other people do that he cannot do? It's because they try to make you look that person and you justify yourself that you are one by sitting into what they give you to do. When they call you fan cut, tomorrow genda ku Spark TV obere ku live wire, what happens? But what to genda ku show ezirina amagezi. Or if you don't go for any show whatsoever, go far. Okitegeera.
Bano bagayi kye bakola bakikola gundi systematically. Nti baabwe bajja bakwata political programs izo neziri strong in the country nga barometer, fourth estate,
frontline,
on sport zona ne
behind the headlines
ne bagana bali hosting bagundi, and those are shows ezirabibwa outside Uganda chetwalise Western world zeraba bakiwanda ne bayisaawo buli kasasiro yenna kakati bannaffe bano bo abanuupu nga babasindika ku anikati kalakata eyinza okuyita Segirinya mu week emirundi 5.
Yes.
Kati ye bambi n'alowooza nti bali mumuwa publicity naye nga indirectly bagezaako mukola ki
diminishing.
Exactly. So
bamwa negative publicity in short.
Politics wa government, I mean wa TVs abantu tebamutegeera. TV ezisinga kati zaakola bweziti zibeera ne TV eri main gye twalisenga main stream yaabwe nti NTV oba NBS ne bakolayo endala Sanyuka oba Spark. Naye bakikola to degrade nti waliwo class y'amawulire oba ey'abantu etalina kubeera on this TV, the main. Naye ate nga waliwo class y'abantu ababaagala because for them bo banoonya views at the end of the day. Kakati nga bakolayo TV endala gye bassa faaji oba gye bassa amawulire bo ge balowooza agatalina kuba ku zino TV enkulu. Kakati gwe musajja watuweera bakuyita buli lwojja bakuyita kweno. Ebitogirabikako. Kati bo bamaze okukategorizinga. Kati basalawo ne bagaa nti okay, bano bwe buba mubayita eri kuba baddiikuula ku ziri eziriko baddiikuula kubanga ziri TV endala z'olaba ziba uncensored era ne license zaazo ziba kwekyo kuba TV ezo zajja kulwanyisa Nichi ya Bukedde gye yajja nayo. That was nga balaba Bukedde ina class ate gimonopolizinze kale baga tukoze tutya okugikola ki okugitagula
to
outcompete Bukedde bakola ebibi nnyo oba ebisitaze nnyo n'okusinga Bukedde. That's why bana baffe kuba ffe tubayita baana balina okukkiriza tubabuulire all these things because bali asobola bibabuulira tebabimanyi. Nalabye kati all our MPs and councillors they can only appear on Kalakata oba live wire.
Yes.
So tulina babuulira how they are going to deal with media. Media is very, very dangerous. Esobola okukola oba okukola ki okutta. Very easy to break you. Abantu abasinga ekyo kyebeerabira ku ki kyebeerabira ku media. Nungi when you are working, when you are doing well. Naye media bw'otuuka mu kye tuyita trying moment bakukuba ne babanga abatakwagala utangako abatakula nga tebaagala na obasemberere. That's how dangerous media is. So tovola atubaga tugenda kusaawo programs wano eziba mentalinga ezibabulira what to do ne what not to do, so that bw'ogenda mu press conference oli tajja kuyita ku interview. Lwaki bagamba nti tukwetaaga ku interview nga tewali any topic ya kwogerako?
That is true. Newesanga ina
ogenda bakubuuze ku Donizera nti yakisinze omwana. Lwaki ogenda oyogere? Why are you talking on everything? Because omulimu gwo, I mean, oli politician balina kukubuuza ku national issues. So awo njagala bwana Kalyango oyongerezeeko sebo.
Nga sinatandika byange ngenda summarizing talk yammwe what I've understood. You know, this is my summary. She's making a point what I can term as gossipal society. Society ebeera ku ngambo nti gundi yayogedde kino. That society, we have to damage that ignorance. Then she's talking about the plastic life. When COVID came, we've seen what is called plastic life. People did not live real life. You know why? The society is a gossipful one, and you know our media is running verified gossip. Those were not my words. Someone said it, and then we depend on cheap talks. Then in comments here, I've seen someone saying that people are running a page and they are claiming to be our deputy president in northern Uganda, Zedriga, doctor. She's not asking any monies as far as we're concerned. Then also, what I've seen you guys have tried to say, there is what they call character assassination in those view and those shows you go to. So, inze bino ebintu bwe nabiraba byonna nga weebiri nga bwe mubyogedde, and I'm so happy that I'm not alone. Mpozi kampiseewo akalanga omuntu ayagala okwogera nange, use my Facebook account, Delo Lopez Lala. Yes, you can talk to me later after the show, shortly. Kino bakikola kagenderere. Let me tell you, media world over wasoma media history. Media can set agenda. They set agenda. Why do you think Bukede came up with that target, the niche? Because they did a survey and they noticed that agatali konfufu ikola, right? Then, because our role now as leaders, as a society, how would we break that niche? Let more people have access to education.
Okay. Katuterezeemu katono, Jovan agenda kuba addamu twegattako. Rita, in fact gwe waleeta ensonga eyo eya okulaba nga tumentalinga abantu bano endera gyonna. Naye abantu abamu bw'otunira messages wano, I mean comments, bagamba naye banaawulira. Because they are excited. They are excited.
That is true.
Why they don't even bother? Abamu tebabotheringa na ku principle. Uganda waliyo abantu bagamba nze naafa nga sikoze bwe nti. Kyovola Museveni ono mugezi ate bannayuganda bonna bakwata bw'atyo. Agamba kati ba MP ono yayisizzaamu bangi. And they all abamu beewoze ssente okujja okwesimbawo, bali mu mabanja, they need to pay. What they want is kulayira, and life goes on.
Yes. Omanyi ekisinga okunsesa nti there is being poor with pride. Okitegeera. nti bw'obeera mwavu naye olina fena tetuli bagagga naye olina obugagga bwa ku mutima. This one, if you've come to join my camp, you have no option. The only option you have is to follow my principles. Nze bw'oba osanga nti I've accumulated wealth over time. That's why I can sit and be followed. Ndina following. Now wanzikiririzaamu kubanga I have a principle. Sina any baggage in the background. Kati lwaki gwaze buzi oyagala kuonoona my reputation. Kati kyengamba tife ng'abanuupu, we have to set a precedent. And when you fail to follow this precedent, you look for your way out. And we hold a press conference to Gamba. It's unfortunate, due to internal circumstances, we can no longer acknowledge such and such a person is our member. Nemugaba even red cards were necessary. Wanga Museveni agenda kukola all it takes to diminish. He wants to justify his word. Okay, of course, I know he's not going to be in power because we've known and we're going to do everything about it. If he stays in power, if this election fails to take Museveni, trust me, Museveni is going nowhere. Kubanga, this has been one of the worst elections in his life where he has put tactics, and every tactic he has put in place has been found. Takirabangako naye. Kwegamba agamba ono muvubuka mukoledde ki? Buli kyendeeta akikola ki? Agezaako bypassinga. So bwe tunaba tetumuzzeewo, he is laying a soft landing for his son, and he's doing it in the best possible means. Ebyo abikoze. Bw'anaamaliriza kukola ekyo nti agenda kukomawo atutte nga ndiga, kati akyatuta nga mbuzi, tuyinza okuwugana, kati ajja kutuyita nga ndiga. Kwegamba olaba Sali Musale Eruweero yateekayo factory. Kiriya tewaliyo ddwaliro, n'eddwaliro lye baalekayo ery'Obote teriri mu kantu terikola. Someone talina even a bit of sympathy. Kugamba abantu bano bentutteko ettaka n'enteekako abantu bange. Olaba nti nabo bennyini tisiba na Uganda. They're not even feeling sorry for the people they are bringing from Mbarara. Ne babateeka ku ttaka ly'abantu Nakasongola Luweero. Mubatadde ku ttaka tewali ddwaliro erijjanjaba abantu. When Lutamaguzi tried to create awareness to bring these people back to life, kyova olaba nti obululu bukyuse. He has done a tremendous job to create awareness in the society. Bagamba banange, you are sitting on a time bomb, mugenda kufa bwe mate mwerwanyeeko. Kati Museveni byajja kwagala kulwanyisa if we don't fight him now. Kubanga kati Museveni akyatidde, naye bwe tunaamuwamu emyezi 3 4 5 agenda kuba atuyiseeko. Me, that's my thing.
He cannot go anywhere. Anyway, he has nowhere to go. So he cannot go anywhere because he has nowhere to go. I got my words right. Omanyi tetujja wano kubanga afa abasinga okutegeera nkiddiringana naye ffe kye twasooka okumira yali fear. Kye kisooka when you're coming to talk about politics. And we have been raised in a society. I ran a survey confidence y'abaana abasomi naki because I want to link it with the niche they are creating and why our people feel excited. I told you, if you're in a society, someone you consider a motivational speaker can come on a TV or somewhere, anywhere like this, and say, Sulamasuka Meru. It shows you how degraded that society is. Because it goes back, right? No, because all about those small things. I had a headmaster on one of my schools, Baptist High School, in 2013. He used to tell us, I studied there one term, but I learned a very important lesson from that guy. He always told us, the small things you neglect count most. So that Masuka Meru attitude, ekola ki running within the society nga tetukitegeera. That excitement nti buli muntu kyatuukako alowooza nti kino kimala. Kyova olaba omuntu ajja n'avuma Bobi Wine naye nga kyamulanga amugamba gwe olina mugagga nze singa nalina ebibyo sandyogedde. To let ku beach that selfishness nti bagitaddewo mu society, that excitement, that arrivalism. Kati bano abaana tulina bano Basegiring and the likes. They should know, and yesterday we talked about Junior Mirundi, that you should know your role in
role ya Junior in society. So, Rita, yongereza ku incident ya Junior yesterday, because tata we yakijje ku responsibility ye ng'omuzadde engeri gye yakuzaamu omwana we n'akikuba ku nuupu be boom. netugamba nti kakati nuupu nuupu yakamalawo emyezi 6 ate nga yagijoininga leeti ye mutaddemu zonna zaalina. Bw'olaba eno si target. It is. Media is targeting. It might be government plot or plan to damage the Nupu's identity.
I remember our father used to tell us, because we were in an extended family, all of you are pulling a rope. That is in terms of education. So the one who will move out, we shall ask you, when the rope is straight, how did you jump out? So it was everyone's responsibility to go and complete university. You had no excuse whatsoever. Kubanga akuta omuguwa ali mu maaso agugenda kati gwoma kati how do you jump out? Kati ogamba nti Nup, nze in Nup I will look at the people who have principles. I will look at the people who began Nup and they've not moved away from the principles. Look at Louis Lubongoya. He's a bachelor, but he's not been in any scandal. I don't know his personal life, but I can assume he's a bachelor. He's not been in any scandal whatsoever. Look at Joe Senyonyi. He formalized his marriage last year. He's never been in any scandal. Look at other young guys who we have in Nu. Kati wogamba nti, what do you expect as a Munupu? For me, I don't even want to give him that attention because that's what he's looking for, so that they can divert us from the real reality of what is on ground. Our ground now is, we want our victory. We shall attack those later because we don't care at this point. If you fail to nurture your kid in your house, because the kid is nurtured from day 1 up to the age of 15. The moment the kid skips you from the age of 15, then you're not nurturing. In our saying, they say you mold the tree when it's still young. When you want to shape it as it has grown, it will break. So sobola omuti gunyiga nga gukuze. Era ogutereza nga gukyali muto n'ogudirecting where to grow. Kati gwogamba nti mwagala kuplayinga
akakyama amamera. Kulu kamenye kabumenyesi.
Kituufu. Kati bwayagala kuplayinga diversionary policy. Olabye nti our whole focus now is on an election. Gye mubbye okitegeera nti buli muntu now alina obusungu obwa election, and the media goes ahead. Kubanga I still insist, if we in studio 3 of us and one of us does something, where is the level of privacy? How did this picture get out? And what was the motive of getting out this picture in the public at the hype of the political reaction? Abantu bali mu kukayanira obululu, we are still even voting, ne mujja ebifaananyi ebitakola makulu. Nze omusajja yatugamba principle nti ebitali makulu tetubuwanga makulu. Nze this one is a diversionary policy, tetugenda giwa makulu. In any faith ayakifulumya yamanyi kyayagala. I feel sorry for the young boy nti bamufulumiza mu mawulire, because at one point it will come to haunt him whether he likes it or not. He can defend it now, it will go. but that is in archive. At one point, when he comes for a public position, kijja koma uchimuhontinge, and he won't like it. Okutegeera. So, ebyo byagezaako tugamba nti that is new. How many people do we have? We have doctors, we have engineers, tulina abantu ab'amagezi. They've never been involved in any scandal. And they've gone no.
But statisticians tubeerabira.
Statisticians tulina news anchors. We have lawyers. So we have social workers. Nongamba nti kati gwe mutabanyiiwo kubanga azze. And you want to front our principal. Our principal never did what he did. In fact, he's done worse than our principal. Me, I can feel sorry for our principal because society forced him to be that. He didn't have nurturing when he was young. And he learned from his past. He never even got to the extremes of this world. You, your son who has been in your hands, and you've gotten a chance to nurture him and make him move a distance. When he has failed at his old age, because me at the age of 23, I had also finished university like 3 or 4 years back. Nalindi Mufield, I was not living with my parents, but it would always ring in my brain. In Bulichenkola, my parent in the village knows. I think atandaba. That's what they call nurturing. Katugubaba yakulema fe abamuwadde omulimu, if at all he's our employee, tugenda mukolera ki? Because that's beyond us. He's trying to divert us, but we cannot. We have no time for diversions. What we want is, we are focused on removing a dictator, and that is it. Tekigenda kuchuuka.
Okay, kakati tugenda kutandika okukwatayo ku masimu bannaffe abalabi baffe abalungi. You can call in, ask your question. Kuba munaye leero tulina omukyala ayina okulisaayo omwami. Tetwagala omwami ajja aleme kusangawo ka drink. Tuwe ku masimu oba oweereze voice note. Please, tosukka ddakiika emu. Gundi yo bw'esukka eddakiika emu, njagaano ogizannya ozirikemu 30 second. Ate kye tutaagala mubeere ng'oli omusajja yazirikamu 30 second. Kimbugwe nkutaddeko ng'obukambwe bw'oliko n'ensooka nzirikamu 30 second. Oba kiki ekibaddewo oba principal bulungi.
Nelly, kansome ku comments nga bw'olinda audios n'amasimu. There is, guys, there are presidential election results which are brought from Kitgum. Dr. Lina's correct page is here. Guys, you can find the link in the Facebook comments. She's calling herself Dr. Lina Zedriga Walu something. Also,
munnange yongerako ku ddoboozi katono tukuwulire. Tukuwulira. Yes, genda mu maaso nyabo.
Mwebale tuweereza bassebo nnyabo tukulamusizaako nnyo okututeeseza n'otukigiranga abakyala. Nze nkubyeko ku kintu kya principal waffe. Waliwo advise egamba nti asobola okuwabira omusango mu International Court of Law. Oba akiwuliddeko?
Okay, tugenda kukyogerako nnyabo.
Yes, nti kubanga ekooti za Uganda as in order bwe baliwadde, things are still the same, but it can be hard in court ya International Court of Law.
Okay, noted that.
Yes.
I will definitely do that.
Mbadde njagala okuyisaawo kubanga kiba kikulu nnyo okozesa emikutu nga gino information ng'eyo nkulu nnyo, and the sooner he does that the better.
Weebale nnyo nnyabo, weebalire ddala katukyogereko. Kale nnyo. All right, bye. Okay.
When are we doing our exams?
Labe munnaffe omulala Caroline Kwebiha Keiza tukutumiddeko nnyo, weebale kubanga olaba. Leero nno tugenda batumira temuvaako mukipinge kukola ki kusindika gundi tugenda kuba tubatumirako mukuomu kubanga abantu abatugoberera bwe muti banaye tetusobola butabeebaza hours 2 ng'otudde, you know, it's a very satu sometime tugenda na satu. So onani Hanifa Meme, thank you buddy, we'll be ready by Wednesday. Yeah, Hanifa from Australia. Tukwagala nnyo, that is our team member. Bananga abakyayagala okutwegattako, it doesn't matter wherever you are, you can join this winning team. We are going to change this thing. Roba-doba style. Principle yagamba, we have to cope up. Roba-doba style. We are going to change this. We are going to lead this. Ezo media za Uganda teziddamu balumya mitwe, my friend. Zino brain eziri wano. Wo. Mugenda ziraba. Kakati wamulabye tuleeserera embooko. Mugirabye? Muwulidde mata. Muwulidde mata mmwe. Katuwulire ono.
Kimbugwe balituweereza babala kukyaza akintu. Awo nange ndi mugumu mpulira muli ndaba naffe tulinayo omutoola ayogerako. Buli program ze mbadde followinga gasiwuliranga ku mutoolo webali mu mukyala.
That is nepotism. We are fighting nepotism.
Sometimes back ani Lumbuye yatugamba tamala emirundi junior ne tamala emirundi omukulu bonna bakolera Museveni. Abamu ffe twabirabye nga kyamakulu era twasigadde tubiraba nga aziyuzu. Naye mwebale tuweereza. Banaye twebeeyanziza nnyo mutwongeramu amaanyi era tubeera awo nga twesunga puroguramu.
Webale nnyo naawe, webalire ddala. Okay, abatamanyi ssimu katuddemu tugiteekewo mugirabe. Eyo essimu ya studio kwokuba ne tukuwulira era kuweereza ne voice note ne tusobola okuwulira. Wherever you are, I told you, you can join us. You can be with this team. Tubuulire ky'osobola okukola, ky'osobola okontributinga. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Nyabbo. Nankabirwa tusanyusa okuwulira omwana ow'embogo.
To point out, and probably if you could create some time in future, we could discuss it. Kubanga, Jovan, I treat it every now and then, but it's not something to get into detail about the elites and their attitude towards the struggle.
Yes, I'm going to talk about that because I'm among them, but I cannot betray my country.
Because there's a certain way, especially the Ugandan elites, the ones that they think they're elites, but their character doesn't actually portray what they understand as being elite. And I think it's due to the fact that they've not been exposed and they have this fantasy, I would say, of what they assume someone who is educated, who has attained a certain level of education translates to intelligence or a way of behaving in the society. Because Museveni is just one person. At the end of the day, to clean up his dirty work. And these people are ready to stoop low as low as they can, so long as they meet what he asks for. In this comfort zone, they've created a bubble of this fantasy world because they drive some fancy, not even fancy cars, because if you travel, you realize that, you know what, even what they term as comfortable is something they should be entitled to. It's not a privilege. Elevated compared to these other people oppressed, because I take myself to be one of them, who are coming up. if these people, if we cannot actually beat ourselves to that extent. I tell you, he's not like us. I mean, he does not reason like that. He's not one of us, especially against the more traditional schools. Not all of them, but against the more traditional schools, there's that element where people thought you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, whatever it is. To them, they think it's an automatic right to actually reason and think for everyone else without actually putting in so much effort. Abantu was there, that's something not convenience here was because they were rubbing an ego yam 7.
Yeah, Nankabirwa. Why don't you join us tomorrow and we make a good discussion about it?
I'm quite shy though.
Can you?
I'm quite shy.
Why are you shy?
Maybe shy in Uganda and Pia.
Kugoba shyness in Uganda.
The other thing, I didn't catch it. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound rude. And the other thing is, I'm a civil servant in the UK, so I wouldn't want my face to be out there.
Okay.
Because I work for a prominent government. I don't want to go into details, but I wouldn't want my face to be out there.
But you can join us without a face. We know.
I could do that. Yeah,
we can organize that.
Yeah, but I think, especially Jovan, because most of these people, let's not take it because during the struggle, while it's subtle, they're passive aggressive. They're subtle in their approach. Banafiya nnyo abantu. Banafiya nnyo abaana. Wetegereza omuntale bisinzira takola bwati. Togenda coming out like we any people come and voice opinions. Bebana abantu bagenda ku Twitter accounts g'abana abantu who actually can stand up for us, the international bodies, and keep throwing a lot of that and being, the Western world. They're open-minded. However much we are oppressed, they really want to understand both sides. So if we get this so-called elite with their so-called polished English and arguments that to me don't amount to anything, throwing on all defenses in support of Museveni, it's going to get a white world, people from the Western world, to actually say, but how come these people who actually can express themselves well, who are intellect, support this person? That means there's something.
Now, to answer that, we need our own media of our own elites who understand the society.
So if we could get a number of us who actually have been exposed and part of this struggle to suppress these so-called elites in Uganda, then to be honest, most of them are in Uganda. You get very few in the Western world. About in Western, these Western countries, state-sponsored visa, and they're not even vocal. To be honest, no one in the Western world who's actually experienced democracy, who's experienced functional systems, would in their right mind be able to support such a government. Well, there are questions about that past. It's these people who have not been exposed, but getting something from the state, the little, and because in their capacity, they're better than the lay person, as they like to term it, we're comfortable. If these people come into, they're going to take our comfort, they're going to be in our same stand, they're going to be this and this. Who looks down on an ordinary so if you can get a chance to do that, I would like us to actually brainstorm on how to handle that, because it is, like I said, it's subtle, but don't undermine the impact it's having on the struggle. That's one. Two, and my very last one, I'm sorry to check on so much.
It's all right.
The other one is that yesterday when I was listening to you guys, after yesterday's program was an eye-opener, I had to listen today whilst I was working, over and over again about Museveni's involvement in Somalia and all that. I learned so much yesterday. But it got me thinking, this guy is a warmonger, right? And
he is.
When he gets really desperate, because you talked about the funding that he gets from the EU, actually it is business to him, because that's right. And it might be the last thing that he's clinging on to part, because now he's been exposed to the cold. This past, if he gets really, really desperate, and the only thing that he's left is to actually cause anarchy in the country, he will do it if that's what it takes. If I told, it's his bargaining chip, as I may say. They refuse to fund him and they want to take him out. Like the US has actually come out open and said that we don't like it, ready to get you out. The EU are actually being a bit funny. Britain, as usual, they're trying to be, a little bit, because of their interest. Like like Jovan said this, they don't want to send their own people to die. And we are black, we're Africans, they don't really care. I wouldn't say, well, you know what I mean. So they would rather we do it our own. And if you, as you stated it yesterday, that if it's the denominant of how the security forces are fighting in Africa, we've got to strategize very well on how we're going to get this person, because he's a warmonger, he's done it for a very long time, he has no value for human life, and if he realizes that he's been stripped naked, he will even start a war in Uganda and say, you know what, if you want me up, I'm going to destroy you for good. I either have it or you don't.
Okay.
All right, that's it. That's my submission, guys.
Thank you very much, Nankabirwa, and I would like to speak to you after the show, and we see what we can do about elites. Yeah.
Kanzimba elites. Ngatana agenda. Nze kambabulire. When I was trying to do my research about slavery, how it came in place, do you know the people who supported it more? They were the elites of then in the Western world, because they were comfortable with it. And even when I went ahead, when slavery was a bit abolished, and then they came up with the so-called savages. The savages, also the people who filled in those concerts, were elites, and they were enjoying it. They're the one who are able to pay, enter the human zoos. So that's why, me personally, I said, no, I'm not going to join the evil group of the society always. And I've argued before in my mind, and I want to share this with you. The biggest problem of any society is not actually the poor people, but the so-called middle class. The middle class, I will argue day in, day out, you will agree with me, that where they raise their kids, where they see themselves, as long as they just have that car key to drive to work, they feel like, yes, as long as someone can speak some good English and paid by a paper or is working in a certain organization, it is okay. And that is where the roots of evil in a society roots from. You can argue day in, day out. The moment you analyze that second class citizens, like those guys in the middle are not rich, are not poor, who are a bit well off, they are the core problem. And I choose not to be one of them, because I've analyzed from the slavery side times. They are the ones saying, no, nze njagala omukozi, no, njagala okulaba ku bimenke ebiva mu Africa. And they could pay. They could pay. So this just comes the other side. And I have fellow friends who take themselves as elites. And one of the things they demean me, they say, no, we're going to Facebook, you wali audience yo. Fe, we tetusola kwogereramu abo Facebook. Yes, so like we're feeling more human than we feel. You get. Nade no muntu nangamba nti gwe osomedde Italy, osomedde Netherlands, toli munaku, kati lwaki oyogerera abanaku? Nemugamba, you're so selfish. I did not think that people around me can think that way. Naye mbaleka bambeere kumpi, mbalage nti no, nze omuntu omu, I'm nothing on a village. If I'm one rich person in a village of 100 people, it means I'm the next poor person, because those guys, they will be coming to me to ask what to eat. When you call your sister Kadama, Sekadama, they did not make a choice. These boys and girls, these men and women, they went to school, but what went wrong? How come we can only export humans? Those are going to be killed, and those who are going to work. It is the question. You as elite, you just come and bluff off people's victory. When they're making choices, you just come and term it as tribalism. You must be sick. But anyway, all generations have proved us that actually what we call elites, they are the root cause of evils in the society. When you're going to talk to Bill Gates' daughter, she's a different person in the society, right? But when you meet the Andrew Menders of Uganda, you will tell me that they will only tell you statistics, but in reality, that statistics doesn't give you the reality.
Thank you very much. Katulire munafono. Hello. Yes. Kendezaako ku TV yo sebo. Oh, switch it off so that we fast finish this.
Yeah, I've switched off.
All right. Go ahead, sir. Munnange nawe weebale kulaba.
Mukoledde ddala omulimu gw'amaanyi era ndowooza olutalo lwe mulwanye. Singa temwalulwanye obululu bwabadde bulituyita mu ngalo.
Amiina.
Kaakati kyembadde njagala okuyisaawo ekisooka.
Yesebo.
Dr. Lina abadde mu buzibu nga tetumubuuliza naye omuntu n'akuyetinga page nga abadde akuŋŋaanyizaako ssente ate ng'ateekako violent messages. Kati gavumenti era mu nyampi wa gavumenti kati gavumenti yeekwasa page eyo nti Dr. Lina mwakumira abantu omuliro. Kati page ezo mbadde nziweereza wano zombi eyiye entuufu n'eyo gye yareportinze naye alemeddwa Facebook okumusortinga out okugijjako. Funny effect looking more original, so people are already falling for it. Naye buli lwateekayo message agamba noonya ssente z'abalwanyi mu field we are stuck. So mbadde njagala Jovan agirabyawo agezezaako kisobo, but I think there were so many messages coming through.
Tugenda kyogerako. I think we can make a short video bagaine oba muno mwennyini ne mukasalamu nga tukyogera nga tubagamba nti no Dr. Zedriga tayisidda muntu gwasaba ssente talina bayeekera baanoonya. Those are government propagandists and they want to put her life in danger. They are the same people who killed her husband. This one should be known to the world.
Original Facebook page yataddeko ne ID oyo yakozesa okuggyayo ssente z'asabye abantu. So ndowooza bwe kinaaba mu mikono gyammwe egiri capable kiyinza okwanguwa okukwata omuliro obulungi ne kifuna response. Simanyi omukulu Kimbugwe ayinza n'omuyambako okulaba Facebook weyinza okudisengaginga page eyo. Kati n'ekirala kye mbadde njagala okubuuza mbaddeko ku channel endala awo sigitegedde bulungi naye nga bagamba nti enkya batandika 1 million match. Naye ndabye viewership nga ntono neewunya how concrete it is kubanga state Museveni gyalimu nga bwe mwogedde era kati ng'omukyala avuddeko bw'ayogedde bw'anaafunayo abantu ebisatu abatta ajja batta abamalewo singa abantu bisatu be bavaayo genda ku 1 million match. In other words, abavaayo for peaceful demonstration bwe batawera Museveni ajja bakuba amasasi abatte. Museveni emyaka gyonna abadde atta bannayuganda yatta abantu mu mirembe gyalule ku City Square unaccounted for. Ayatta abantu eruweero n'abawandiika master book unaccounted for. Teri yali amubuuzizza. Assa abantu juzi wano mu November. Ayatta abantu mu mulembe gwa Koni unaccounted for. Ye takyalina nsonyi mu kutta. So mbadde ndowooza bw'ebanga eyo 1 million match teri ready. Ndowooza abagitegeka bagikolinge off. Because whenever any damage ne whenever y'abantu 5, 3, 4 which they are capable of doing, because even now they are arresting abantu babatwala mu mamotoka babulawo. So we tuba tetuli ready for that match. I don't think it's wise to even attempt it now. Mwebale nnyo bannaye kande ne kutwala budde bwammwe.
Kale ya tujja kutangaza ku nsonga eyo. Katusooke tufune Jovan bano abali ku audio.
Okay.
Not then tugende tuddemu ebibuuzo ebyo. Okay.
Mr. Kimbugwe and Jovan mwebale kutuweerezaako kubeera mu gwanga yaffe Uganda. Waliwo message gye ndabye nga elinkinga nti amawulire agaliwo pulezidenti waffe alabika bamuwadde poison as in buli kintu kyonna ekiri mu nnyumba ye ewaka wonna bonna ewaka oba ekibanja kye kyonna baakitaddeko poison. Weda basirikira message naye temukyogerako. Talk about it tulabe oba it is true or not.
Tujja kukyogerako ekyo.
Mulangira mwebale kutuweereza. ati omuno omukyalo oyo ng'osobodde okuba ng'otuleetera Rita n'omukulu Kalyango olwa analysis n'omukola mulimu gwa kitiibwa mulimu gwa maanyi kubanga ebintu okusinziira nga bwe twali tubiraba nakati nga bwe mubyogerako naffe ffennyini bwe tufumiitiriza ne tubiraba tulabira ddala nga mu butuufu tulina engeri gye twali nga tuzibyemu amaaso naye ne principal bwe yajja kugamba n'ayongera okutulaga ebintu mu ngeri gye tulina okubirabamu diversion zonna ezibadde zijja diaspora team ekoze omulimu gw'amaanyi ennyo okuzikuba ne zirabika nga abantu tebaziwa makulu mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala programu y'omutuufu tuginyumirwa ate tugiyigamu.
Webale nnyo webalire ddala katuwulire munaffe Halima Binti.
Paul, Rita and Jovan balamusizaako nnyo. Nze ensonga yange still ekyali ku kya kati nga court bweyawadde order nti military ne police bivacatinge amaka ga principal kitegeeza abeera ali free okwetaaga nga bw'ayagala n'okukola emirimu gye n'obwalina ogikola kutambula around tebalina kumugaana naye nze kyemmanyi ku bantu abo fine bayinza okuvaayo naye era they will make sure nti something little like this happens ne bakola ki ne bafunirawo kwe baddamu ne bamukwatira and this time around bwe banamukwata bajja mutwala bamukole ki bajja muteekamu ensoozi zaabwe oba ezo bazita ki ezo safe houses zaabwe and there is going to ajja kubeera ali being tortured simanyi ekyo nakyo tekyetaaga kubuusibwa maaso at least senga babadde waliwo obusobozi for him to be more safe yandibadde n'ewaka ng'abeerawo enteekateeka ewaka n'agira n'abeera nga avuddewo okwo such that those people cannot easily access him otherwise still wadde ekyo ekiragiro kyaze naye era still his life ekyali mu danger.
Halima Binti onzibye oyogeredde 1 minute ne 24 second olulala sijja kuzanya owereza 2 nsanyeko emu.
I salute you all in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Thanks for your time. I have a few comments to make. One is about our principal. How safe is he inside there? You know those guys, Museveni guys are so evil. What if they put poison? I mean, what if they poisoned the air around him? And what if that poison is supposed to kill him slowly by slowly? He's really not safe there. 2, I'm commenting about that Tamale Jr. Of course, Tamale Jr. is a project. He's a Museveni Mohozi project, just to divert us and just to tarnish our name. Yeah.
Okay. Rita omuko akomyewo naye tewali. Hello.
Amulengedde.
Yes, Gerard. Katuliro nali.
I was going to raise just a few points, because in that year today, Bugembe, people are like, oh, what are we going to do next? The issue of Bugembe, I think it's Matthew chapter, it's in the book of Matthew, the Gamba. There will be false prophets. So they will expose themselves by themselves. So when I'm going to if you see such people coming up, the only thing we can do, we can practice what we call cancel culture.
Okay.
You just cancel him, unfollow him, oba tosobola kutambula oba nowandika kangambe poster, you know, free Bobi Wine. Watch again ku Facebook yo. You just unfollow them. Let's begin the system of cancel culture. Bano banup MP abaganya okujjayo voices zaabwe abakyagiyire olaba in the US the Republican Party waliwo gye bayita Lincoln Project abo abeefulira party barwanyisa those people who didn't follow the values kati abo bennyini abali mu nuupu naye nga baganya okwogera abakozesa nuupu cannot do the same. Tusobola how do you call that ng'olina omwana n'omwegaana until they apologize.
No, tofaayo example waliwo gayi leero gwe nsomye yeesimbawo erukuli eyo naŋŋanda leero akonfesinze n'agamba olunaku lw'asinga okwevuma mu bulamu bwe bwe kunyooma nuupu. So people will cancel because when we say anyone outside the umbrella, and as long as we remain with the values, trust me, we have very many Ugandans who are capable because people are just suffocated by the system. But trust me, people are waking up, you know, rising up, and it's not gonna turn because this is a revolution and it cannot stop along the way. It must complete.
I was just curious about who's the chief whip of Noob. Such people should be disciplined, Sirimba, so that others don't do the same. My other point is the issue about VPN, the issue about internet. Abannayuganda ekyasinga banyiize nnyo nga baggyeko internet. It wasn't about politics. It was because they couldn't baali tebakyasobola to watch nudity. All that thing going on WhatsApp, so Uganda internet for information, for research. They just use it for nudity, and that's what Museveni likes the most. Yeah? So let's use this for the right reasons. WhatsApp. So let people have priorities on, you know, let's do research, let's use internet for the right reasons. Maybe the other thing, a little bit about the economy side of wasting most of your time. Okay. All right. Kati, nowadays, there was one time our Narikusomero were in one of our economics class. Hey, how many people have like foreigners, all right, tell us what's your country's GDP. Nakebiri ya Uganda, nagano joga, nagabas, Uganda sijimanyi. I don't lie. I think it was like
can you imagine
600. 600. Abalabogera simanyi GDP zyabwe eri simanyi 13. Nagamba nze siriwale nyi mukembu from Uganda, GDP is 600 baseke. Engamba Museveni kino kyokoze so
oh no, that was embarrassing, you know.
Kati Uganda batamanyi GDP kati ensi yo gyekoma okuweereza ebintu ebweru ne economy ne GDP okubeera eyawaggulu kati ebyo na Museveni byonna yabitta ebyobulimi byonna yabitta. So kati omuntu bwagamba GDP oba physical policy, the first thing to come in mind is GDP. Era singa mubeera ne program abanaganda ne mubasomesa such things kwegamba omuntu ne bamugamba economy.
We need you on board. We want professionals exactly in those fields.
I'm here to like share my information, helping Ugandans back home and Ugandan in diaspora. Yeah. But I'm sorry I'm taking so much time. Whatever Katinga US right now, the New York Stock Exchange. Yeah, Uganda yafada I think I checked nga kuliko company wanga kumi company nga satu nenga tezona za mu 7. So even the stock market gye bagamba iliyo, it has never been there, it will never be there. So if you guys need me to, like, you know, educate, I am always available. Erambe bazanye for your time. Yeah. All right.
Sebo tugenda kukonera.
Genda kukonako.
Ko daggwe naye nobula notaddamu kukulabika. But
I'll send you a message.
Please send me a message. Yeah, send me a message. Then we are going to talk to you after this show, and we arrange. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay. Bye. That is our colleague from USA. Yeah, those are topics we need here. By the way, Ugandans, listen to me now. Trend gye twagala okukyusa mu Uganda nabaga nti we can't just look at people tutandike kubalaga. I mean internet kituufu musajja kyayogedde katusooke tuwulire ono babuulire ekyama. Hello? Nkukutte. Hello?
Yes, hello?
Yes, we are hearing you.
Yes, hi. Lumbi and sorry, Kimbugwe.
It's okay, we are the same.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. This is Sophia.
Okay. Oh, Sophia, nice hearing from you.
Nice to hear from you guys.
Okay.
Thank you so much, guys, for the information, the show, the education. Kati, abatendeza bonna bambi abaze calls by now, you know, quite helpful and useful points to sort of this struggle, to continue this struggle and empower all of us. There is a point which because it is single kunuma, I think Omchale has said before, and she talked about the elite.
Yeah. Nankabirwa.
Yes. And ekintu ekyo mbapuliranga kugamba I'm so upset and annoyed about so many people, maybe even members of my family, and they are pro NRM. They know Gamba, what can you see? Do you need to see, do you need to be told? I remember my grandmother Gamanga, you know, a chip cholabako, which never bought months ago, we not get a degree to be able to see that there's inhuman treatment. One woman to go back, you know, for no reason. You know, there's a child that's been killed by a stray bullet, and then your bullet if that mother was on the road, you know, protesting, so be it. You know, that's her right to protest. You know, I was also replying to someone's comment on some Facebook comment, I think Yawade Lumbuye, and this is my response to this person who said, you know, Lumbuye was arrogant, right? For speaking the truth, for speaking up for the voiceless. Let me tell you, arrogance is to think you're above and better than everybody else. Arrogance is believing.
Yeah, I read your comment yesterday.
You know, you can use the country's resources as if they are your personal property. Arrogance is misusing public funds with no accountability.
True.
Arrogance is murdering innocent people and justifying it as if you are God. Arrogance is thinking the world belongs to you and owes you no matter your bad behavior. Arrogance is the assumption that everyone should dance to your tune no matter how badly you play it.
Yeah.
You know, arrogance is believing that you have a right to comment on this stage or pass judgment with your extreme views by not condemning the evil that's being committed against the voiceless and still believing you are in the right. look inside yourself, then go look in the mirror, you will see arrogance staring right in your face. And anyway, just come out, but
by the way, that was a very deep, and I'm sorry, I was looking for it yesterday. You commented it yesterday. I read through it, but then it disappeared. It is a very, very nice one. And I think if you didn't know, you can write a very nice poem, by the way. Try to practice it. And we need you.
Well, as long as the people, the people need to hear the truth, and most of the time you don't. I think the truth. To let them catch up on video and talk about being carried. No, we need to hear it.
Yeah.
To make sure that to let people know that this is actually reality. This is the reality of the everyday person. I'm moving around, Kalere, let's say, I'm moving around the streets, the ghettos. This is the daily reality of these people. And that is okay. That is us. Next door to you, is that the country you want to live in? Is that the equality? It's those inequalities you're living in, where someone else in a mad house and you're in a big mansion. Next, it doesn't make sense.
True.
Thank you for your time. And
all right, Sophia Sedbi, what are you waiting to join this winning team?
I will join. I've been trying to contact you there.
Oh.
Probably you're busy, yeah.
Please contact me after this show.
Never mind. I mean, I will contact you too.
Please, just after the show, because we want ladies to add on these revolutionary voices.
I mean, I concur. I think this is such a really, really good platform. It's that we've been waiting for this for so long.
Yeah.
That now it's here. We need to continue going. Because yes, excitement, you're never the war all along. But excitement, you're going to now some good news every day that reacting. We are not proactive in trying to have sustainable changes. It doesn't just where I'm a situation somehow more power and take China excitement. And then we go back to business as usual. It is not business as usual. The status quo needs to change. Come what may, it needs to change.
Yeah, exactly. Because one of good coaches say, Yagamba, we don't only have to change the players, but we have to change even the game.
Totally. Mindset is at the changing that there are 360.
Yeah, ne bwe tunajjawo Kyagulanyi naye ffe mindset zaffe baagenda okukulembera nga tezikyuse. He can easily face the same problems. Yeah,
that's why we're here.
And that, yeah. Thank you, Sophia. Don't sleep until we finish here and we have a talk.
Totally not.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Bye. Yeah. Hi,
Chimbugwe. Look at these thinkers. Tibawewa platform, Uganda.
Yeah. These people need,
So I was right to say that they enjoy us living a thugger life.
Okay. Katufune munafe Alex okuva e Denmark. Yes, Alex. Hello. Now we're listening. Jovan, Alex Ono is on board already.
Okay, Alex.
Yeah, is our.
Thank you for joining the winning team.
Yeah. Sebo tienda maso. Yes, Sebo. Yeah, mchalo no. Atesa. Yeah.
Yakwegamba ekintu mulobede ku bintu awo naye ekintu ekimu kisinza okukwata kinyo is the diversion politics. Is government I don't want to refer to him as a president. because I know the true president, so I don't want to give him the title of a president.
Because this sound was a dictator.
Yeah, let us use that.
Yeah.
Because we see that then to the father, the valeta, I can't go out, Giovanni, I think it's a car is getting brilliant. Abana, Abatamani, like they don't know what they want. It's in the political game without knowing the true meaning of what it is to be in the politics, and they're excited.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's neglecting and blaming it on Noop, as if Noop, I'm going to collaborate. But Chinuma, Atenga, Echomoto, Singa Mujukira Kovanange, Rolo and government, you can again Flumia, never sponsors, by no Kuzimba. What I was interested in was the KCCA dumping site. And I actually took initiative contacting abantu waneno abali like abateka self-betrayed. And when they went back to Uganda is a good country. Corruption we cannot invest in that country because of the corruption levels. Ngolanti obulibenguzi butulemesezza bera katukolaki nga tufuna n'abantu abasobola okukola. So when you look at this new project yemutandise nze mutunange bakira okunyumira munange it's good era nkubira omulanga buli mu Uganda yenna buli akuba buli atukuliza abuntuliza okuba nga tusobola kukubayo masimu naye tukimaking ekintu kino nti in the new government if we don't change the mind then we won't be, because in it was like it's like a brain, it was like Jovan said it, that it never the charm.
I love that.
To be nationalistic. For God and the stomach. That is why you see just to let it Uganda but the frustration is gotten. So I would conclude by saying, if we don't change the entire us, Uganda take it. So mwebale program mwebale TV eranze I'm not only 100% we want to see that we see the Uganda happening because it is the one we are living right now. For God and my country, people power.
Our power. Thank you very much.
Love that.
No bugambo wo tulabire nnyo abe Copenhagen. Copenhagen in Netherlands, it's just few minutes.
Yeah, actually, I think I was admitted there, nae? His agreement here, so I did not go, but they have a very nice university.
Kati ngenda okulaba Alex njagenda ndabe ne Rita.
Ne Rita in Netherlands.
Yeah, she's in.
Okay, Fenatuli Mugundi. So.
Which city, Rita?
Maybe, but then now on a Chensoma, there is a Musambaganyi. MC Boss Musambaganyi's trust is requesting that we should break these videos, especially for those who miss the bit long, and when the video is long, somehow discourages somebody to work. Guys, we need someone who can help us be doing that. You know, that's why we calling people.
Yeah.
You can be a good editor, you can be a good writer, you can be a good thinker. We need people. That's why we say we cannot do it alone. Yes, and we think about it and we know the impact it does. It limits the audience, but eventually when the team becomes stronger, we know people will cut these programs.
Exactly. Yeah, Mwami Eddie Sevume, thank you for watching. Gambia, thanks for the show. Remember when I said a country that exports human labor can't survive economically. Yeah, ono Eddie twamukyazaako wano n'ayogera yeyo, so kikulaga nti ono Museveni atuyirinze n'akamala
maybe agakagwawo. I'm seeing Kimbugwe, the mafia have taken over Kololo. Kasule Lumumba and the military have managed to declare Uhuru. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. I'll just quote this guy, the father of Laila Odinga, the Jaramogi Odinga. He wrote his nice piece. It's called "It's Not Yet Uhuru. It's Not Yet Freedom." All these things will be undone, and they are not the first people to do such despicable things. You know, I think it was the year 1980 when the president then, his Secretary General, in the same capacity of Lumumba, did the same thing. And we don't say that history repeats itself, but rather a smart guy said that same fools repeat the same mistakes. And I just stopped there.
Okay, katulire munafono.
Prince Kimbugwe bali kutuweereza. Tusiima omulimu gwe mutukolamu bambi. Mu butuufu mutuzibudde amaaso. Twebaza nnyo Bobi Wine kye yatukolera okujja mu butuufu kyo bannayuganda tuzibusa amaaso. Ebintu bingi abamu abatonotono twali tubiraba naye nga tetubitegeera. Ng'olaba ekintu ne bikusobera, toyina bwogerero, naye mutuzibudde amaaso Katonda wange. Kati nze ensonga yange eri ku bululu kuddamu kulonda. Museveni twamusinga akalulu. Ne bwe tuba tuzzeemu okukalonda, Museveni tumusinga akalulu. Museveni agamba nti nno yawangula mu Western. Abawesitaana bennyini bagamba nti baganda be bennyini be basaba ne bagamba nti bategeke akalulu ak'amazima n'obwenkanya baleete gavumenti ya Tanzania ekakuume, ekalondese, ekabale, ekalangirire. Museveni bw'anaawezaayo obululu ebibiri manya ajja kuba wa mukisa. Bagamba yaleetanga abasirikale ne babatiikingira abavubuka bonna nga bw'ojja oli muvubuka tebakukkiriza kukola ki. Nga bwe bakulaba ng'olina wiiro ey'okukyusa eya change nga tebakukkiriza kwerondera. Nga abakadde be bakwasa beerondere naye kyababuukako okusanga nga mu bookisi mulimu obululu bwa Kyagulanyi. Era abaana ne bagamba nti ensi yonna eyagala change. Museveni abeere wa ddembe atuwe entebe yaffe atuviire. Ekimala kimala. Enough is enough. Muzeeyi atuviire.
Okay. Webale nnyo.
Hello, basebo ne bannyabo ne nnyabo. Tweyanza nnyo okukutusaako obubaka obwo. Naye nze Pampita Ronald ndi wano eno Kampala. Tubeerako nga tuwuliriza. Naye nze nganze omuntu ekisinga okunnuma nti oluvannyuma lw'omuzadde wange okubonaabona nampa tuition mala okusoma university ne ntandikawo ka bizinesi kange kati ntunda matooke naye olw'okuba siwagira gavumenti I'm also termed to be a hooligan kinnuma.
Bambi n'owulira ennaku okay ndowooza tugenda kukoma kwabo kakati twagala Rita summing up with questions oba with callers b'owulidde nti beetaaga okuddamu then ne Mwami Kalyango awo tubeere nga tufundikira program.
Okay. My issue mpulidde there is omuntu ateesezza on International Criminal Court. She's not the first person who has raised that concern. There are different people. I was on different platforms during the day. People raised their concerns about our strength and the transparency of our judiciary system in Uganda. Nebagamba nti it's high time we run to the International Criminal Court and we open some other cases against humanity. And we shouldn't only open cases ku Museveni alone, naye isi n'abano bonna abaleeta bill, because if Rafael Magezi had not fronted the bill ey'okuggyawo age limit, weewaawo wandisanze abantu bano tebandifudde. Museveni emyaka gyandikoze eki, gyandimuggyeewo. So the election is just a spark to the underlying cause of the real problem. So ekyo kintu maybe mujja kuddamu mututangaazeemu ku issue ya criminal court, kubanga babadde bagamba nti Bobi Wine fair nga National Unity Platform okugenda mu High Court of Appeal, because kano batuwaddeko jaribu to try to entice us to take our case there. There is justice that is going to be served, whereas it's not going to happen. So ne bagamba mufo ky'okwonoona obudde kwafite tugenda ddala mu International Criminal Court, omusango ne tuguteeka on international scene, because there is a lot of transparency and people want to protect their reputation. We shall have justice. Then waliko n'omuntu ayogedde n'agamba nti we should get the press okuyingirira ddala. There is a way they do it. Ne bayingira ddala mu White House, they ask questions direct to the president, and there is a precedent that they follow okuyingira munda omwo, so that our question can be direct mu kifo ky'okuyita ate CNN asomye biki. There are so many things that are catchwords to the president than listening to Uganda all the time. So other than that, the struggle continues. People shouldn't lose hope. Nti buli mu nyumba ye watudde should think of what is happening next. Nti singa that should be your question. I'm not waiting for Bobi Wine to leave his gate. Naye nga kino kye tulimu singa kibwatuka, where are we going to end? So me, that is my conclusion.
Okay. Webalire ddala. Kalyango, to sum up.
Omanyi ndi wano kuwa abantu ssuubi nakubaza amaanyi. Ero nagenze mu maka gammwe ne nnyingirayo ne nzigyayo ekigambo bakiyita alarm. Alina kapeeni wandiika.
Muggyeyo peeni n'olupapula.
You see, an alarm is something very important, especially to the workers, to the students. When we go to schools, they ring it in morning. We feel so bad. You feel irritated when it is ringing. So, but when it rings in evening when you're going to eat, as a pupil or as a secondary student, you feel good because you're going to have food. And even in evening, when they ring it, when you're going and they say the preps are done, imagine the happiness you feel. You say, oh, the day is ended. That is very important. The alarm I'm talking about in our real life. In Uganda, we got an alarm called Robert Kyagulanyi Center. Some of us ignored it because we felt like we were enjoying. It was morning, we were sleeping. That's why we started beating that alarm. Rotten eggs. It was a disturbance. True. But trust me, it is not yet Uhuru. It is not yet freedom. We haven't yet gotten freedom. The alarm is still ringing. It looks like it is a morning, but trust me, if we answer to this alarm accordingly, if we wake up, we shall be able to go and eat lunchtime, and we shall be able, our lunchtime will be the time those of us who are talented to support our country, to support our fellow citizens in different capacities. That is the new Uganda. We shall enjoy that lunchtime. And even when we get so old, that evening we'll enjoy getting to our retirement time, when we shall not feel that NSSF is stealing our money. We will be trusting the government then, because that will be a government of the people. That alarm, please answer to that alarm. If you haven't changed, the alarm is in your home, you use it in your phone. It is a disturbance, but trust me, when you put it to say, I'm going to sleep, that is the retirement time. Who doesn't want to enjoy retirement when you're happy, when you're not abroad? To me, when I look at him, I saw an alarm. That's why stubborn people who are sleeping in Masuka Mail, they feel like, no, I want to enjoy. But trust me, you will enjoy more if you answer. Thank you. I remain JK.
All right. Si bantu mukwano utumireko ne ku bantu kuba kati bakulaba nnyabo.
Barange tweyanzege buli omu abadde ku show yaffe, kino kintu kyaffe ffenna, it is a concern. Buli omu alina kusitukiramu ne yeeyamba. Tweyanziza, ntumidde buli muntu yenna abadde ku show bannange. Neyanziza n'abantu be mbadde nabo kumpa omukisa okubeera ku I'm humbled.
All right. Webalire ddala ne mukoddomi waffe mutwebalize. Waliwo wano aweereza akamesegi Rita naye agamba Rita omuzungu yamututwalako mazima. Ate mwe mwali mwebaze alamu temwagiwulira. Abadde kisomose Muzaffaru age bannange omuzungu yatutwalako Rita. Ho tulabye.
Maybe just background image.
Bali naye ng'ajja kwebaza Nash Kasule. Nash Kasule yewadde obwa head boy. Okay, tubukuwadde Nash. As long as you will be here all the time, as long as you will make sure students are okay, students tebawemula, teba posting a nonsense. Leero gundi talabiseeko olyani Thunderman.
Mama wa Yesu.
Thunderman. Leero mbadde njagala mukwase ka alarm.
Ka alarm takawulidde katusuubire nti mujja mutuusaako obubaka Thunderman. Waliwo Kimwemwe Bandaga. Please, we were welcome. Abadde atwebaza. Thank you so much. Waliyo Rio Maxi Mark. Please, thank you so much. Sozi Winnie. Please big up Sozi Winnie. DJ Bufashak Vivas. Yeah, guys, about gosh. Thank you so much, Vivas. Agambye guys mwogere ku demonstration tubadde tukyerabidde ate tubadde tugenze kati. Naye ono omusajja tumwebaze nnyo atujjukiza DJ Bufaka Vivas. Banange, nina ekigambo kye nabagambye nti okuggyako nga temwawulira principle. Buli muntu respecting a principle waffe okutulidinga in this struggle. Tukimanyira ku kintu kimu nti muwuliriza kyabagamba ate era ne mugenderako. Statement ya principle yali bweti. Yabagamba nti bangi bavuddeyo ne batugamba nti kooti za Museveni tezigenda kutuwa bwenkanya ku kintu ky'akalulu. Tetutawaana genda mu kooti. Tusobola okuclaiminga obuwanguzi bwaffe kuba tukimanyi twabufunye. N'agamba naye abalala ne bavaayo ne bagamba nti nedda bwe wabanga waliwo amakubo amalala ge tuba tusooka waakirigagaane bugaanyi okugenda ku kiri ekirala. Kubanga oli asobola okukubuuza nti naye ddala mwe bwe muba muli peaceful oba bwe muba muli democrat. Kuba jjukira olina okupracticinga what you are preaching. Kyekiko obuzibu n'abasumba beewaffe nti they don't practice what they preach. Now, ffe tusomesa freedom, tusomesa democracy. Omubadde mulaba Kyagulanyi mu campaign zonna ng'abaana baabo babawunsa waliwo abasirikale lwe babanyiiza to the extent ne baagala okulwala
ne lwali babagoba ne bayimirira ate ne babajjayo nga balaalidde ne babajjayo nga balaalidde. I shot a video on that.
N'abagamba please temubakuba temuyomba nabo muleke bo bakole ebikyamu ensi ebalaba kakati ensi titwagala etujajinge ba people ene match sigigaana naye njagala kibe nga kivudde mu kamwa ka principal because yatugamba alinze balooya be bagenze consulting abantu bakomewo nakyo ekisaliddwawo either tugenda mu kooti oba tugenda oclaiminga victory yaffe without kugenda mu kooti za Uganda. So nze sinafunako any message from my principal's corridors ezingamba nti there is a match. Mujjukire omukyalo ono kye yatugambye Rita nti bw'ovaayo enkya nga bano bagayi balina deje ba celebrating mugenda kuweesa mu 7 credit n'okulowooza nti there is a freedom. Era yatadde Bobi Wine nga enjiibwa ezo z'olaba ze bata ku lunaku olukola ki oba bazita lunaku kyaba waliwo abasumba ze baata juzi ne zigaana okubuuka
justifying a peace.
To justify peace. Mujjukira ne mu Bible mwekiri nti gundi yani Kerode oba lwali lunaku ki yata abasibe angakagachi kati Museveni okuta Bobi Wine goloza why coincidence lwaki tebasettinga lunaku lulala nga teruliko the 26th edake ya celebration kati mulaba nti atadde Bobi Wine nga akabonera akalaga peace kakati naffe bwe tuvaayo ne tulaga nti tukisanyukidde tugenda kukola kino tuba tuwongerako ku kifaananyi kye kuba tajja bakubako tajja bakolako buzibu naye enkeera asobola okukola ebyambyone nga kamera zimaze okubalaga zimaze n'okuportrayinga kuba Bobi Wine simute era agambye bakyusizza just faces of policemen ababaddewo ne baleeta abalala oba ebyambalo ne bajjawo ebya black ne baleeta ebya green. So we need to be very careful, we need to be calculative.
Yes, different shit, same toilet.
Exactly. So let us not fall into this his trap, this guy's trap. That's my comment about it. Chicho Gamba Jovan about that.
Omanyi bano abasajja babadde basurvivingira ku kyempita human shielding every time nabagambye balina ekyoyooyo ekitta abantu tetusobola kubawa that chance. Like these are my views. People here saying ABCD said they are peaceful demonstrations. Let us not lie to ourselves that peaceful demonstrations can be practical in peaceful countries. If you find Uganda peaceful, then call them peaceful demonstrations, right? And I also tell people that once you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. And when I touch something, I do not allergic to failing something if I plan it. So have we planned these demonstrations? Because me, I'm tired and sick of this government. When we try something, it should be for once and for all, right? No plan B, we come with that plan A and we accomplish it. This plan which we came with the election and going on and pushing on, it is not yet done, right? Why are we rushing ahead of ourselves? We have not exhausted it. That is in my own view. We may disagree on the approach, but at least we agree on one thing, that Museveni and his government must go.
Okay. Webale nnyo bwana Kalyango. Mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala abantu ababaddeko ndowooza olwaleero wano tetujja kusukkawo nja basiima era mbeebaze. Rita, thank you very much. Jovan, thank you very much. We are going to come back here tomorrow without fail. Tubeere nga ate tubabuulira oba tubalaga ebintu ebinaaba bibaddewo, events ezinaaba zi happenings mu ggwanga ate n'okwongera okusoma ku bintu ebyenjawulo as we prepare ourselves for a new Uganda. Nja kubaagaliza ekiro ekirungi, Mukama abatukuumire, tubaagaliza bye mutwagaliza. And God bless you and God bless Uganda.
Engoma etalegetwa tevuga akuba akuwa ekubondoza so totya mbeera weyunooyo ali waggulu ennyo nze nkusabira muganda wange nkusabira muganda wange nze nkusabira muganda wange nkusabira muganda wange
ensonga lwaki Museveni atutya kuba tuli bangi ate tuli babuufu ate twakwatagana ffe twasangibwa tuli wamu kitole
ennume balugera ekulabigo engoma etalegeddwa tevuga akugoba balugera yagowa ekkubo totya mbeera weyunooyo ali waggulu ennyo nkusabira muganda wange.
All those who have been involved will be exposed and crushed. We shall crush this.
Sabira muganda wange, Sabira muganda wange, Sabira muganda wange.
This is Bobi Wine, very down to earth. That guy, he could very well be the future.
I'm going to continue the fight for freedom, and it is the fight that we must either win or die trying.